In Game 1, they were shut down by some outstanding Yankee pitching. But the last two games, 32 hits and 14 runs have been put on the board by the Orioles. They now have a chance to take 3 out of 4 against the Yankees in the ballgame tonight. It is the final game of the year against the Yankees, and it is Derek Jeter's final game at Yankee Stadium. All coming up next. It's the Orioles on Masson, and for a final time this year, we welcome you back to the Bronx, New York, as the Orioles and the Yankees will conclude their series for the season. And, of course, for Derek Jeter, his final game here. And it looks like it'll be a night where this game's going to get played. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thornton. Welcome. The big discussion yesterday and today. Oh, would the rain hold off? Well, actually, right now, it's a beautiful evening in New York. It's cleared up, and maybe we're going to get this thing in without even a drop. Let's hope so. For the Orioles, it's a chance to put up some more big numbers against the Yankees. A very good year for the Orioles against New York. Take a look at some of the numbers this season, what the Orioles have done. The 13 wins right now against the Yankees, tied for second most by any team against the Yankees, going back to 69. They've outscored the Yankees 86-51 so far. They are looking tonight to win another series, which would mean they will have won every series against the Yankees. Only for the fourth time. You got to go back to 1982 for the last time that happened. Jim Palmer, pretty good numbers against New York.
Well, excellent numbers. And, if you're a Yankee fan, well, we had 4 of our starters out. And, yard number 3, 4, 5 hitters didn't hit well. Well, that's the truth. But the Orioles lost an all-star catcher. They lost Manny Machado, who missed the first month. He's not going to be eligible. They had the suspension of Chris Davis. And, Mariano Rivera retires, so the Yankees had to come up with a closer. Dave Robinson has done a great job. But Zach Britton, he replaces Jimmy Johnson with 103 saves over the last 2 years. Nobody saved more but games. So I just look, they've outplayed them. It's simple as that. They score more runs, they pitch better, a much better defensive ball club. The only thing they don't do as well as the Yankees is steal bases. And if you don't get on, you can't steal them.
Let's take a look at what this night is all about baseball-wise, and historic evening as Derek Jeter is set to get it done. As he says goodbye, his numbers against the Orioles look like this. A .295 batting average. Well, he's got 351 hits, second only to Yaz in hits against the Orioles. The home runs, 24, RBIs, 141. The runs are the most ever scored against the Orioles, and the same for the multi-hit games. That's the most ever, and the third most games played against the Orioles since they moved to Baltimore. Derek Jeter, of course, has been there, and Buck Showalter has seen all of it. And he saw last night what this Derek Jeter is all about.
I was so proud of him yesterday, and I kind of knew where it was headed when he had a tough at bat, ground ball back to the pitcher, and I could tell they were trying to get him out of the dugout. And I turned to a couple of our guys and said, he ain't coming out. Watch. That was, I think that's all you need to know about Derek, because it didn't fit in the context of what was going on the field. Someone had asked me about what's his signature play a few days. What do you think of? We had such a hard time picking out what to give him, which tells you a lot about him. And somebody said, well, is it the jump play in the hole? I said, no, he did that to get the guy out so his team could win. It wasn't to draw attention to himself. So his signature is winning. I mean, what other greater accolade can you pay a guy that his team's won? And so I hope that doesn't happen tonight.
There's the manager.
Well, he knows him. He also said, this was a kid that learned how to play, because he did make 60 errors in the minor league. So, I played with a lot of great players, and, they all could play the game at this level. They all respected the game. When you look at Brooks and Cal and Eddie and Frank Robinson, and even some of the guys that didn't end up in the Hall of Fame, what you saw was they had tremendous grace. He's a graceful guy. He's a charming guy. And he plays the game where, as Buck Showalter said all along, other guys want to emulate him. And, boy, talk about a role model. If you're a young player, if you're an old player, look the way he played his career, talk to people that actually played with him or saw him, and that's why he's so special.
Well, part of a special night here tonight as the Orioles wrap it up. They look for the W, but you cannot avoid taking a look at Derek Jeter, and you'll have a chance to watch it all as it unfolds when we come back to New York. Bassett is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Beautiful sunset sky and the rainbow to go with it. How about that after a day of cloudiness and rain? Our train game time temperature, a cool 62 degrees. Wind at the moment blowing in from left. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. Here's the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. Markakis, Diaz, and Jones, Cruz, Pierce, and Hardy, Johnson, Paredes, and Joseph. Last 10 games, Nelson Cruz, one of the Orioles who is on fire at the plate.
And Hiroki Kuroda, 39-year-old right-hander in his third season with the Yankees, 11 wins, and 11 wins this year. Fastballs, really good slider, great splitter, and he's been pitching very well. And again, a guy that gives you pretty much a chance to win. And the other thing is, he's not going to walk you. 0 walks, none in his last 4 outings, and there are the numbers: 18 home runs. And I guess big question with him: will he be back? He's a free agent. I don't think it has anything to do with age, just whether he wants to come back or not.
Here is Nick Markakis, and we are underway as the pitch will be taken down low. Ball's going to be given to Jeter as they roll it away over into the Yankee dugout. Derek Jeter chant starts up with this standing room only crowd. Big series for Nick Markakis. He's gone 5 for 11, a home run, 5 RBIs. Against Kuroda, pretty good numbers, 8 for 31. Oriole hitters have had a lot of at-bats against Kuroda. He's got a 3-3 record lifetime against the Orioles, and he is 1-0 this year, but this is the 4th game that he has pitched against the Orioles this season. So these pitcher-hitter combinations have seen a lot of each other. That pitch is going to be there for a strike. The 85-mile-an-hour, just trying to get it in there, and the count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, I'm not sure he tried to get that splitter up, but if he watched 2 days ago, the home run was on a curveball by McCarthy. But he's going to pitch down in the zone unless he wants to elevate it, and he can do that when he gets ahead.
1-2 delivery on the way. Markakis takes it deep to right field. It is way back, and goodbye into the second deck. Nick Markakis delivers a lead-off homer for the Orioles against Kuroda, and 1 up and 1 in.
No, they're going to boo Nick Markakis, but they now throw the ball back. So now 6 for 12 in this series. Big 2-run single yesterday, just to add to the eventual 9 runs. The home run off of McCarthy, first night in here. Pineda pitched marvelously, only 1 hit. Kelly Johnson started off Tuesday night's game with a home run, who served notice.
14 homers and 50 RBIs for Nick Markakis. And boy, are the Orioles happy to see this bat hot heading into next month.
Yeah, a little splitter again, so he sees one, and the next one goes out of here.
Nick, of course, coming off where he got hit by a pitch in the shoulder. Had a few games where he looked cold at the plate. He was trying to get the swing back, and he's got it back. And right now, swinging as solidly as he has all season long. And he gets his second career home run off Kuroda, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead. Alejandro De Aza, and he will take the pitch for a strike, and the count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, when you talk about Markakis, he's one of those guys, and that's why he's one of the favorites for Buck Showalter, that you don't even have to put his name. If you don't put his name in the lineup, he'll write it down himself. So the rest, I actually think, helped him. And the swing a lot better because of that injury.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that one's up in the air to right field. That one's hit pretty good. De Aza got it, and goodbye, home run. And the Orioles have back-to-back home runs on the first 2 hitters in the ball game, as Alejandro De Aza puts one out of the yard. That is his third with the Orioles and his 8th of the year.
Well, the other thing, you talked about 4 starts, 2.88 ERA, no home runs.
Oriole bats are so hot right now, and the Orioles have back-to-back home runs to take a 2-0 lead on the first 2 hitters up here in the inning, and they were no doubter long balls. Now here is Adam Jones. Jones will go up in the air towards the seats, but in foul territory. De Aza, number 2.
Yeah, another splitter. And he almost hit it one-handed. I mean, he's strong. A couple of home runs back-to-back. At bats up in Boston. One into the bullpen, one over it. And that was one of those over-the-bullpen Boston shots here at Yankee Stadium.
The 7th time this year the Orioles have had back-to-back home runs. De Aza's been involved in it before. Had a back-to-back home run with Adam Jones. And Adam will take the pitch outside. The Orioles have had back-to-back-to-back home runs once this year involving Young, Hardy, and Davis. Jones has an opportunity to do that here in the first inning. And he's had a home run off Kuroda in his career. And a swing and a foul ball off McCann, the catcher, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, there's a couple of ways that you can stay away from that. And he's been ahead of the first 2 hitters. But he left 2 balls in the middle of the plate. Can't do that to left-handed hitters here at Yankee Stadium. The other way is that, and you don't want to do this in the first inning, already down 2-0, walk them. That avoids the back-to-back-to-back home runs. That was my theory.
And Jones will take that one to third base. Chase Headley will make the play, and there is the first out. We haven't even told you who our Maryland lottery contestant is yet. We've already won $1,000 extra. And it is Antonio White from Washington, D.C. You get 500 for being selected. You get 100 for every 500 for every Orioles home run that's hit. You've already had 2 of those. With all these home runs this year, the lottery has awarded over $150,000 to all its contestants. So play the Orioles scratch off today for a chance to win up to $60,000. You can find out more at the mdlottery.com/Orioles. Congratulations already. Slider taken away by Cruz. Nelson, the designated hitter for the Orioles, and continues to be the major league leading home run hitter with the 40 that he's put up on the board. He is second in RBIs, 2 behind Mike Trout with 108 runs batted in. That one will skim off the plate. Count goes to 1-1. You talk about quieting a crowd that was vocal with the Jeter chant. The first home run by Markakis put them back in their seats. The second home run by De Aza shut them up. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that ball is going to go out to left field. Young is there. He's got it, and Cruz is retired.
I'll take a look at the Yankee defense, and a lot different than when they started way back in April. Young, Gardner, and then Suzuki, 10 Gold Gloves earlier on in his career. Headley, Jeter, Drew, and Derek with 5 Gold Gloves lifetime, and then Teixeira, another Gold Glover over at first. McCann doing in his first year as a Yankee, doing the catching tonight. He's been red hot, 8 home runs in September.
There he is, Derek, getting the start here tonight in this final game. Some people still wondering if it will really be his final game. Will he play in Boston now that the Yankees are out of it? Jeter has not affirmatively answered that, but has said in the past he would. And the Yankees are just going to have to wait and see. Orioles happy to have Steve Pearce back in the lineup. Pearce with a 2 for 12 off Kuroda. Down to third base. Chase Headley will play that one. It was into the shift, and that will retire the side. But the Orioles get it started with Nick Markakis at the plate, delivering his 14th of the year, followed by De Aza delivering his 8th, and the Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Career home run against the Yankees, and half of them have been hit here at Yankee Stadium, while De Aza on the left gets his 3rd career home run against New York, and it is the 3rd that he's hit here at Yankee Stadium. Take a look at the Yankees lineup. Gardner, Jeter, McCann, Teixeira, Headley, and Young. Drew, Ichiro, and Perella. Lifetime 309, Derek Jeter.
And Kevin Gausman trying to get to 8 wins, 7-7. Pitched better than that number. A lot of fastballs, anywhere from 93, upper 90s. Slider, that's the breaking ball. Still a work in progress. Loves the changeup because he's got a real good one. Straight change and in the knuckle. Actually like the splitter changeup. So you can see a low ERA. Hits same as an inning. A lot of strikeouts, not a lot of walks. And against the Yankees, 3-1 lifetime. You can see left-handers with 1 more home runs. The average is pretty much the same.
So Kevin Gausman will be looking for victory number 8. He is 10-12 in his young professional career. Has not won, though, in his last 6 starts. He's had 3 losses and 3 no decisions. Brett Gardner will be leading it off. Gardner, the center fielder, couple of hits, 7 at-bats, and 1 home run against Gausman. 23-year-old goes to the mound with a 2-0 lead and will take the pitch outside for a ball. He will draw the infield in. Paredes playing at third base, moves in on him. Start number 3 this year against the Yankees for Gausman, 1-0 this season. And he'll foul that one back over the screen.
It does not get a lot of run support, so a couple of back-to-back home runs in the first. He only gets 3.24 runs per game. I mean, that's one of the lower numbers in the league, a little bit lower than Ubaldo Jimenez for the Orioles. So the losses and no decisions. Pitched well in some of those games.
Gardner down and away to him. 2-ball, 1-strike count. In the other games for Gausman this season, his first outing, July 13, a run on 4 hits against the Yankees in 5 innings. That was the complete game he got of the 5-inning ball game. Then the next one, no runs, 7 hits over 7, but he was non-decision. Ball popped up and out of play. So the Orioles with only 4 more games left to go as they continue to try and chase down Anaheim for the best record in the American League. Angels continue ahead of them. The Angels have 98 wins. The Orioles have 95. 2-2 delivery into the hole. That's going to be a base hit. So Gardner starts it out with a single for the Yankees.
Number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
The voice of the legendary Bob Shepard, who passed away, the longtime announcer for the Yankees here at the stadium, whom Jeter asked that he be introduced for his first at bat every game with the recording by Bob Shepard. And when Jeter retires, so will the voice of Bob Shepard finally here at Yankee Stadium.
Well, you saw the 3 RBIs, and that was the first game. And coming into that game, he had been on a hot streak. Ended up hitting a double down the corner off Wei and Chen.
Runner at first base. Jeter will take the pitch for a ball. The Oriole players not talking a lot about it, but they're part of a piece of history here, and they know it. It's out to win the ball game, number 1, but you're watching Derek Jeter, final game at Yankee Stadium, and all that goes with it, and you don't ignore that. You can't. 1-0 count. Gardner, good speed at first base. Jeter will take the pitch again, 2-0.
Yeah, and another thing, and I think this is pretty important, Kevin Gausman, in his first full year in the big leagues, he probably is going to be in the bullpen unless one of the pitchers would get hurt as they hopefully progress through the playoffs. But this is playoff atmosphere because of the Jeter. So you got a little bit of nerve. You want to pitch well. They get you a couple of runs early. We are pitching to Derek Jeter. You'll never forget that in his last game here at the stadium. So you got to calm your nerves if you can.
2-0 delivery on the way. Jeter takes it outside, and the count will go 3-0. Here at the new Yankee Stadium, he is playing in his 386th game. A .290 average here in this ballpark with 32 home runs. Most of his career, of course, played at the old Yankee Stadium. 3-0. Gardner at first, not going to go anywhere in this pitch, and it will be taken for a strike on the outside corner. Gausman, ground ball pitcher, 59%. Balls hit have been on the ground against him this season. Gardner steps off a little extra lead over there. And the throw over will get him back to the bag.
Yeah, 21 out of 26. I don't think he's going to run until they get an out. And even maybe then. And you got Caleb Joseph, the best throwing catcher for the Orioles. You do not want to be thrown out with Jeter at the plate, especially McCann behind him.
There goes the runner. Ball put up in the end of left field. Has he done it? Is it magic? No, right off the top of the wall. He's on his way to second base. Gardner will score. That's what the fans came to see.
Well, some things don't change, do they? You get a guy that's on the hit list, number 6. So that's what, 34-62. He knows he's going to get a fastball. And this ball's up and in at about 96. He just turns on it. And then Diaz can't run it down. And it just missed going out of here. Maybe 2.5 feet.
So the Yankees come right back. This is what Jim was talking about now. This is for Kevin Gausman. Pull it together. Jeter gets the double in the RBI. Potential tying run at second base. And here is McCann. McCann with a 1-for-4 off Gausman. And a late cut, not the pitch he was looking for right there.
Yeah, probably looking fastball, Gary, but that was such a good fastball with such late movement at 96. Yeah, ahead of Gardner, behind Jeter, and Jeter made him pay for it.
McCann gets the RBI chance. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That gets away. Jeter's going to go up with it. Joseph. The throw is not in time. It'll be a wild pitch.
Oh, there's a split-fingered fastball. That's his best breaking ball. Best secondary pitch. Bounces it. And then Jeter. Got 10 stolen bases this year. This is certainly not a steal. But he's going to advance. So at age 40, after missing pretty much all last year with a broken ankle, still able to run.
So he's now at third base. The Orioles go into a full infield shift against McCann. Kelly Johnson will move way out into right field, the second baseman. They'll leave Paredes, the third baseman, on the left side. And that is wild pitch number 9 for Kevin Gausman on the season that moves Jeter up to third base. So the Orioles 2-0 lead disappeared in a hurry. The first 2 runners for the Orioles scored, of course. Markakis and Diaz with the homers. Now Gardner, first batter for the Yankees, has scored, and Jeter's over the third base with nobody out.
Well, there's enough energy in this ballpark to light up Long Island tonight. I mean,
Yankees looking for their first hit in this series with a runner in scoring position. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. It'll be outside. Yankees went 0 for 7 in game 1, 0 for 8 in game 2, and 0 for 5 in the ball game yesterday. So they are 0 for 20 with runners in scoring position in the first 3 games of this series. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles infield back will give up the run here and a ground ball, which it will right here. Bobbled by Johnson, makes the throw and didn't get him. That'll be an error. 2-2 game.
Now, you really don't have a lot of choices when Jonathan Schoop doesn't play, who you're going to play into the deep part of the shift. Because Schoop can play because he can catch it. He's got great hands and he's got a power arm. So Paredes struggles with the glove. So you put Paredes is playing third. This ball, I mean, it's right into the shift. Going to be an out, except he bobbles it and then can't pick it up and doesn't have the arm strength to throw him out. And this is exactly what the Yankees want.
Well, they give him a hit on that.
Why?
I don't agree.
Yeah, well,
that's an error.
What? You wouldn't expect a major league.
Well, they changed it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very makeable major league play, and I think the scorer understands that.
So the error is charged on Johnson, and now each team has put the first two batters in the ball game across the plate. Runner at first, and Teixeira. The shift is on against him as well. 1 for 5 off Gausman. And a swing and a miss as he is late on the fastball. What a beginning to this game. Oh, my.
Well, first of all, when I woke up, it was raining, as you mentioned.
It was ugly.
But do you really think it's going to rain on Derek Jeter's parade?
No, you're right.
We knew that.
I mean, really.
Come on.
The baseball gods have any power. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. Well, the numbers this morning that convinced me. I mean, we were going to play at 3 in the morning and start the game. Not because Derek Jeter, but apparently one of the leading ticket brokers is going to lose $12 million if they had to refund money on tickets that were legally sold.
Do they own part of the Yankees?
Ticket brokers, yes.
They own part of the Yankees. Yeah, it's good.
And the Yankees were going to lose, according to the news report today, $7 million if this game was rained out. Here's the 0-2 delivery. And that will be boxed, and Joseph keeps it in front of him, and a 1-ball 2-strike count on Teixeira.
Well, the wind is shifting. I mean, it's blowing straight in from left field, or at least across, in and across. So we've obviously seen it doesn't affect fly balls to right. The Orioles hitting a couple of home runs. I think anything hit in the air to center, maybe left, might get knocked down. But then again, if you hit it like Jeter did,
won't matter.
But it's Derek Jeter. So it's not going to stop his doubles.
1-2 the count. Teixeira can't catch up to that one, and Kevin Gausman will get a strikeout. One down.
So you calm down. Sometimes you can't control things, but you can control this. Really good changeup.
So that'll be an Oriole nemesis this season to the plate, and that is Chase Headley.
Yeah, look at this. A 3-2 against the East. 8 and 9 starts 2 runs or less, but he's only won 3 of them. Run support.
As Joe Morgan used to say, if your team's not going to score anything, shut out the opponent. Of course, Joe was the second baseman.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. Well taken. Well, they were also talking about one of the players. Remember, Livan Hernandez struck out in '97 for the Marlins, 14?
Yeah.
And Joe Morgan said when Fred McGriff was called out on a pitch by Eric Gregg a foot outside, he goes, I love his strike zone. He wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if he had to hit with that strike zone.
Joe was not above making his points. Period.
But he was a 2-time MVP.
Yes, he was.
He and I did get into the Hall of Fame the same year. He was so nervous, he still thinks I spoke first. And I followed
really?
him. Yes. Well, I wasn't exactly calm either.
No, well, understandably so. 1-ball, 1-strike count. Runner on at first base. Shattered bat. It'll go to second for 1. Relay over to first is not going to be in time. Barrel of the bat ended up in the coach's box down at first base as Headley hits into the fielder's choice.
Think of the Oriole defense presented by Chevrolet. Daza Jones and Mark Kakis. Paredes Hardy with a couple of gold gloves. Kelly Johnson tonight playing second base. He always played third yesterday. Good to see Steve Pierce back. Very good defender down at first. And then the rookie Caleb Joseph doing the catching for the Orioles.
It was a 4-6 play hit into on the fielder's choice. Really have to check those things when the shifts are on to see who's playing where. So Headley's on at first base. Here is Young. Chris Young, 2 down, runner on at first, shift on against him, and he will take the pitch for a strike. The Gausman with a chance to get out of this inning. He's thrown 23 first inning pitches so far.
And the velocity's going up. 93, now 96.
Giving up 7 first inning runs coming into this ball game, a couple here. Breaking ball in the dirt, again boxed by Joseph. So it kind of settles in.
Well, that's what you try to do, Gary. And you could always talk about everybody, whether the guy gives up a lot of first, throw more pitches in the bullpen, which is an idea. Have a hitter stand up there. Really focus on the 9 warm-ups you get, because the mound is different. And then the hitter's going to come up, and you're going to have an umpire calling balls and strikes.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way to him, and a late swing on that one for a strike. Count goes to 1-2.
And I think another thing is you sometimes get so, especially if you're Kevin's age at 24, you get so caught up in scouting reports you forget what you do best. And that's part of just getting your innings and your starts and trusting what you do best and figuring out what that is.
1-2 is fouled away.
So now an easy 96, 97. This kid's going to be a real good pitcher. And hopefully he's going to have a great postseason. I mean, now all of a sudden you have one of your starters that's pitched real well. It's going to be your long man most likely. Somebody gets hurt, you can plug him in. Innings never got too high because they monitored him early on.
This is the kind of inning, if he can get out of it right now, I mean, the Orioles won't be happy 2 runs were scored against him, but will like the fact he could settle down, get through it. Not over yet, though. Foul back, and Young with a 1 ball, 2 strike count continues. The Orioles pitchers, of course, all working on an extra day's rest as they get set for the playoffs. Same is true for Gausman tonight. He's had 5 days. His record this season 1-1 with the extra day's rest. It is his 5th start with an extra day. Teams have hit .290 against him with the extra day's rest, which is above that overall .265 he has. 1-2 the count. Delivery on the way, and that's going to be outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Young.
And a lot of the reason that can be explained by you get a little bit stronger, command not as good, ball a little bit straighter. But he does throw 2-seamer, and that ball maybe will move a little bit. But you don't really know that when you face the first couple of guys. So you have to kind of get into the flow. The Orioles are hoping that'll be the case here.
2 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down. Runner at first. And Young will take the pitch, and it goes full.
Yeah, he really saw that pitch well. Otherwise, he would have swung at it.
So 3-2. Pierce at first base will move behind the base runner, Chase Headley. Stay close enough to keep the runner at least a little bit honest, and then back off on the pitch. 3 ball, 2 strike count. And that'll be to third base. It is a fair ball. Paredes with a long throw. One hopped and didn't get him. Pulled him off the bag. Throw to second, and back is Headley. So the Yankees keep it going.
Yeah, Young runs pretty well, but there's such a timing device. Some guys have it in 8-1. He gets to it pretty easy. I mean, he really gathers himself, but then overthrows the ball. Really doesn't play that much third. Came up as a shortstop. Not known. Strong arm, but not accurate. And so glove very suspect. I mean, that's the thing when you look at rosters. You'll like his bat. I mean, you'll love his bat. Switch hitter. Looks like you make a mistake, he's going to be on it. But where are you going to play him? Or do you have room on your roster where you're just going to use him as an offensive part?
Well, as we said, he's one of the bubble players over there at third base. That'll be a base hit, and Young is on. Boy, 30 pitches have already been thrown by Kevin Gausman here in the first inning. That's a good 2 innings worth.
Well, nice. The defense hasn't been very stalwart. It's an understatement.
2 runs in, 3 hits, an error. And here is Stephen Drew. And the shift on against him. And Drew will take the off-speed delivery. It is in there for a strike. So again, trying to find that final out. Drew with his 7th home run in his first at bat in the ball game yesterday. Ended up with a 1 for 2, so he's 2 for 6 with a homer.
And then he hit one really well to center. The wind knocked down. So not having a very good 158 with a home run. That's in the month of September, but
pitch to him, swung out and missed. And the Yankees still do not have a hit with a runner in scoring position in this series. They had a chance here in this inning, and Ken ended up reaching on the error. So you don't get one there. Now they've got runners on at first and second base. And Drew. 0-2, 2 down. Pitch on the way, and that will be taken inside for a ball. The pitch count continues to climb here, 1-2.
Well, you don't want to give up any more runs, you should be in the dugout because your defense should have gotten you there. And you get ahead. To me, that was a very good pitch. 97 up and in, but Drew had no inclination of swinging at it.
1-2 the count. Headley and Young, the base runners. And the pitch is going to be taken down low. Yankees not chasing anything that's not in that strike zone, and that'll force the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think the other factor is that changeup acts like Kuroda's split finger, and if you're paying attention, if you're Kevin Gausman, what were the 2 home runs on? 2 splitters. So you know Drew becomes a home run hitter if you throw something in the middle of the plate soft.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Gausman's delivery, and that's put up in the air to right field. Just missed. Nick Markakis on a rainmaker will put it away, and Drew and the Yankees are retired, but they'll get 2 runs. They get it on 3 hits and an error and leave 2 on base. 2-2. A non-refundable deposit, $250 per seat on a 2015 13-game plan to receive an American League Championship Series pre-sale opportunity. Step up to a 29-game or full season plan deposit and get access to an earlier pre-sale and be guaranteed tickets to at least 1 ALCS game. Visit Orioles.com/postseason. Place your deposit today and be part of the playoffs at Camden Yards.
Yeah, everybody, the Orioles now with 95 wins, 10 more than last year, and a lot of people saying, well, just think, they get some of their players back, they might even be better. I'd like to think that. Time will tell, but why wouldn't you want to be there?
I would.
I'm going to be there. Well, up here.
J.J. Hardy coming up.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about my 29-game schedule next year, did I?
No.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Good. That's what mine's going to be then. And the delivery, it may be anyway, is taken for a strike. J.J. Hardy leading it off for the Orioles here in the 2nd inning. Hardy's had a 2 for 8 so far in the series. Hardy, Johnson, Paredes due up. And the off-speed delivery out in front of that one at 81 and an 0-2 count.
Yeah, he can pitch in, he can pitch down. He's got the splitter, ground ball strikeout pitch. He's already found out what happens if he doesn't make his pitches. A couple of solo home runs in the first.
Hardy will chase one away, and that will be a strikeout, the first for Kuroda.
And that gives you an idea because he swings at the ball about a foot outside. Look how far outside this is. And I'm not saying this to denigrate J.J. Hardy. A great view here. It's in the middle, in the other batter's box because the slider, the good one, and he has one, you don't see the spin.
Kuroda gets his first K. That'll bring up Kelly Johnson. Johnson done well against Kuroda, picking up the 8 hits, 26 at bats, including a home run. He's had a very solid series here against the Yankees. That 5 for 9 and a homer. 1-0 count on him, 1 down. Ball game tied at 2 here in the 2nd inning, and that's in there for a strike. But for the Milwaukee Brewers, it all came crashing down today. They're done. Cincinnati beat them 5-3. They are eliminated from the postseason. They had a shot at the wild card, but no longer. Boy, what a demise that was for a club that looked like they were going to go. So it's going to be Pittsburgh, the Washington, St. Louis, the Dodgers, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco. Still to be decided, of course, is the Central. St. Louis having the battle with Pittsburgh. 1-2 deliveries hit against the shift. Jeter running through, and that's going to be an error. Derek Jeter, the only one over there in that side, and tried to make one of those patented jump throws and pulled Teixeira off the bag.
Yeah, the difficulty, he's got to come to his right. You don't even see him in the screen. So, and I think Kelly Johnson also understands it's not going to be an easy play. So he's really hustling down the line. Combination of the errant throw. Brian O'Nora, first base umpire, is going to wave his arms, and good call there. Teixeira trying to get the phantom tag call. Didn't get it.
They put the error up on the board. The fans boo. That'll bring Paredes up with a runner on at first base. A game of intrigue, and we haven't even gotten anywhere near through the 2nd inning. All kinds of stuff going on. One away. And the pitch is taken down low. Paredes with a 2 for 8 in the series.
Well, the first inning was a tribute to Derek Jeter. 2 for us, 2 for them.
That's right. It was all planned.
We could play that on the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 out. There's another 2.
And a ground ball to 2. Got to go to first for 1.
That's over to 3.
There you go.
If you're scoring with us. 6-3.
Down to second base goes Johnson, and there are 2 down. So the Orioles will try and get the lead back here with a 2-out base hit in the second inning, and no one wants it more right now than does Caleb Joseph. Joseph continues with that 0 for streak that he is in. He's had the 0 for 6, 0 for 25 overall. But a base hit here could put the Orioles up. Johnson will get a pretty good lead at second. Drew, the second baseman, playing back in the outfield grass. See how far back he is from second base. A good secondary lead. Delivery is a strike on the inside corner.
And they've never faced each other. Funnily, because Kuroda pitched with the Dodgers 21 at bats. 5 hits with a double and a home run. But I think Nick Cunley, they know what he's doing. He's been playing very well. So let's see if Caleb can get a base hit.
0-1 delivery to him. Same place this time. A swinging strike. 0-2.
Now, I don't know if Kuroda knows what the numbers are, but unless he makes a mistake, and he did that in the first inning, it's not a good matchup for Caleb Joseph. He just has a real good slider. That's tough for any right-handed hitter, and he's got a splitter. And that the illusion on that pitch too is that it's going to be a fastball.
See if he stays in or moves away here. Watch McCann set up. First 2 pitches down and in. He wants another one down there. 0-2 delivery on the way, and it was. Little check swing. Teixeira will play it. Kuroda will cover, and they do get the out. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Ichiro will be leading it off when we come back to New York. Miller time later in our ball game tonight, brought to you by Miller Lite. Oriole home runs first inning. Marquez and Deaza. Yankees came right back. Jeter getting an RBI double, and another run scoring on an error to tie the ball game up at 2-2. Coming to the plate, it'll be Ichiro, the rookie, Burrell, and then Gardner at the top of the order. Pennant races dwindling down in both the American and National Leagues. Races that are still to be decided regarding the American League Central Division. That's where it's still up for grabs. Right now, the Detroit Tigers have a magic number of 3. Any combination of Tiger wins, Kansas City losses that equal 3, and the Tigers will be the division champions. Wild card spots right now in the American League held down by Kansas City and Oakland. Seattle still alive.
Yeah,
Ichiro fouls it back.
Yeah, they got pulverized in the first 2 games, giving up 10-11 runs, and then they got beat 1-0. Came back to win. Talking about the Mariners, 7-5 today.
Their elimination number is 2. Combination of wins by Oakland or Kansas City and losses by Seattle at equal 2, and Seattle will be out. Cleveland's number for elimination is 1. I think, in fact, today they could be eliminated. Pitch is swung on and missed by Ichiro. And there's the first out, second strikeout.
Yeah, another splitter well off the plate. This is not, I mean, you got 2 guys in this lineup tonight that are 40. Very, when he was winning batting titles and on his way to 262 hits, the most ever, he might have swung at that pitch, but he would have fouled it off. But he wouldn't have swung at something that far outside. And testament to Gausman making a great pitch and Ichiro's bat slowing down.
Here's Perella, the youngster who made his major league debut against the Orioles. First at bat, picked up a triple and an RBI. Getting a look-see. Contract signed just a week ago. 0-1 delivery on the way. Played in the AAA ball club. Scranton Wilkes-Barre for the Yankees. Had a very solid season, and the Yankees needing some help as the injuries continued to mount here in the final month of the season, so he gets a chance. DHing in the ball game, batting ninth. 1-1, swung and a miss. Gausman, great pitch.
Yeah, I wonder if they had any at bats, but he had over 300. He had 11 triples. He's had some great at bats. The limited time we've seen him. Chases that one in 96, and 96 will get you to chase out of the zone.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that will be fouled back.
Yeah, I would imagine when April rolls around, because one of the pitches that Kevin Gausman, he put on weight this offseason. He learned that you don't have to be perfect when he pitched in the bullpen at the end of the year. He's going to tighten up the slider, and he'll even be more effective.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Gausman's pitch, and that'll be hit towards third. Short hop play made. Paredes throw high down on the bag. Pierce and gets the out. And there are 2 away. Oriole fans can earn rewards for sharing and posting Orioles content on social media at ozbirdsnest.com. Enter today's bonus code Palmer. Before midnight tonight, receive 2 bonus tokens and be entered to win a monthly prize of an autographed player photo or the year-end prize. 2 tickets opening day next year. That's at ozbirdsnest.com.
Palmer.
Well, you're rehired. So 2 down, nobody on. That'll bring up Gardner, who picked up a single and a run scored. 2-2 ball game, bottom half of the second inning. And Gardner will take it down low for a ball. Orioles finish this one up, head off to Toronto, 3-game set. Hoping with this game being played, there won't have to be any makeup game on Monday, and that will be a day off for the players. Then they'll begin preparations. The first round, which looks more and more like it will be the Detroit Tigers.
Could be. And then we know Tillman's going to pitch game 1. And you asked the Orioles skipper, he said, well, I think I know who's going to pitch number 2, but it will depend on who they play. And that makes a lot of sense. A lot of options because of winning the division, not having to play the wild card game.
Outside by Gausman. Gardner 2 down, nobody on. 3 hits, 8 at bats now against Kevin Gausman, with one of those hits being a home run. Gardner's hit only 172 against the Orioles this season. 2-1 delivery to him, and way out in front of that one.
Yeah, Gardner gave him a look. Wait a minute, if you're a rookie, you're supposed to throw me a fastball there. That's what he got the hit on the first time. Those are the numbers you were talking about last year, or this year. 185 this year.
Only a 216 lifetime average against the Orioles anyway. And Gardner will foul that back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles after their 96th win of the season. They can pick it up here tonight. They're 46-26 against Eastern Division opponents this season. An amazing number. 20 above 500. Last time they finished that way was 1980, when they had a record that many games above 500 against the East. They were 49-29 in 1980. Of course, they got this game and 3 more against Toronto as division games. Two ball, 2 strike count. And off the mask, Caleb Joseph.
Yeah, doesn't want to go 3-2. Already had him swing through and this is his biggest whiff pitch when they swing at is a splitter, a changeup that acts like a split finger fastball.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Outfield swung around to left. That's where the ball goes in the infield. Paredes has got it, makes the play. Another bad throw. Yeah. Boy, Paredes has just got the yips at third base.
Well, the worst thing when you're not a gifted defender is to have the ball hit to you. And then you got to think about it. Because it's an easy play in the sense it's right at him. So he catches it, gets ready. Probably right now he's going, oh, I want to make a good throw, and that just doesn't work that way. Got to get your feet underneath you. Drops his elbow, and when you do that, whether you're pitching, throwing, the ball's going to sail. It gets under it.
Well, as they say, roster positions and who starts in the playoffs sometimes work their way out. Right now, he's working his way out of third base.
Well, that's the whole week. You're trying to who can play, who can't. If you're going to put him on or take away the glove, just leave him the bats.
Now a runner on second error by the Orioles.
I know that sounds harsh, but that's reality when you're going into the most important games of the year.
Jeter picked up a double his first time up in an RBI. And we'll take that pitch for a strike.
Well, one of the constants when you go back to August of 2012 is that the Orioles, arguably, especially last year, lowest errors ever, they don't beat themselves. They make all the plays. And with some guys out, it becomes a little bit iffy.
Kevin Gausman, 0-1 delivery on the way. Jeter off the fist, squibber to short. Force out at second base as Hardy gets it over to Johnson. No runs, no hits, one error, and one left on. Ball game remains 2-2. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. By visit Annapolis.org. Find it here. And by Luna. For beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241-LUNA. Jam-packed house here in New York. After a miserable day of rain, clouds, drizzle, tonight it's turned out, while cool at 62 at game time, to be a pretty nice evening. Beautiful sunset, rainbow over the stadium. And a 2-2 ball game as these teams wrap up the season series. The Orioles trying to go 14-5 against the Yankees if they can win this ball game. Back to the top of the order. Nick Markakis will lead it off. Got his 14th home run in that first inning. His second career home run against Kuroda, who has now given up 20 long balls on the season. 11 of those hit by left-handers. And the pitch is taken for a ball. Markakis this year, .264 average against the Yankees. They do not shift against him. Very straight up defense in their first strike.
Yeah, one of the few guys that you don't shift on. You do play him shallow and left. Of course, Young, very good speed. Same with Gardner in center field.
1-1 delivery down low. With a home run that Nick picked up in that first inning, he's now moved his lifetime average against the Yankees to 300. Right on the button. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Outfield will play him a little bit over to left, give him the gap in right center. 2-1 delivery, and he'll go the other way with it. Young will not have a play. Souvenir and a 2 ball, 2 strike count.
They really have a decision as a pitcher. If you throw curveballs, that's what McCarthy did. He homered on that. Splitter tonight off Kuroda, speeds up the bat. But if you do pitch him away, he can still get hits that way. He doesn't really hit the ball to left center with authority. I think 1 home run to left since 2009 at Camden Yards, but he can hit line drives that way.
And that one is going to miss down low.
So what happens is when you are thinking middle of the field the other way, you can take that pitch because you're not trying to get out in front.
Nick second on the team in multi-hit games to Adam Jones. Nick's got 51. Jones 55 multi-hit games and a strike in the inside corner, and Nick knew that one.
Yep. Perfect pitch. You're thinking away, hasn't come in. First at bat, nor here. I'm not sure. The amazing thing is McCann went right to the outside corner, and watch this pitch right on the inner port, third of the plate, maybe inside quarter.
So that will bring up Alejandro De Aza. He delivered a home run, his second lifetime off Kuroda in that first inning in the back-to-back with Markakis. And the off-speed delivery is going to be in there for a strike. Orioles with the 2 home runs now have 207 on the year. Most in the majors. Colorado 181 starting the day second. As up the middle, he's got another base hit. He saw that one, a 2-for-2 ball game to start for Alejandro De Aza. The Orioles are headed for October. Be there for 1-hour postseason editions of O's Extra before and after every game. Log on to MASSonSports.com for playoff coverage throughout the month of October. Masson is your Maximum Orioles postseason network. Adam Jones coming up, grounded out his first time up. Runner on. The Orioles now and Yankees each have 3 hits.
Yeah, they do not run very often against Kuroda. 32nd start of the year, they've run 6 times. Tells me he's pretty quick to the plate and attentive. And right around 38% of runners trying to steal.
Base stealers 4 out of 6 against Kuroda. A very minimum number for a player on his way to 200 innings. 191 pitched coming into this ball game. May reach it. 1 out. Pretty good lead at first. De Aza not going, and the pitch will be outside for a ball. 20 game winners and 200 innings pitched. The relatively new standard in baseball for those in the hierarchy of pitchers in the majors. Adam Jones rips it. It is a foul ball. Not going to be a 20 game winner in the American League this year with Weaver, the leader, who's got 18 on the season. Innings pitched over 200. There'll be a number, probably a dozen pitchers. Right now, David Price at 241 innings pitched with the Tigers leads the American League. And there'll be about a dozen who'll reach that 200 mark, with final starts coming for a number of starters, of course, this weekend. 1 ball, 1 strike count. De Aza off first base, and the delivery will be taken outside. National League 20 game winners Kershaw and Wainwright. Joey Cueto with Cincinnati, 19 wins. And that's the only one close, 18 with Bumgarner, but you're not going to get 2 more starts. 2 ball, 1 strike count. De Aza a couple times back to the bag.
Well, he could steal a base, and it's a decision for him and his manager Buck Showalter with Adam Jones at the plate. You want to take the chance. 17 steals, but he's been caught 10 times. So you have a guy that holds runners well and a catcher that throws. He probably will not run.
2-1 delivery on the way, and a chopper towards the middle. Jeter, can he do it? Flip 1, relay, hit, not in time. Good hustle by Adam Jones to prevent the double play. Good play by Jeter and Drew to get the force.
Yeah, Drew almost throws it over his shoulder. So Jeter gets there. That's the important thing. Otherwise, it's going in center field. Now, what's this? This is a shortstop. And then just right over the shoulder. Nice little throw. Very, very close at first.
Joe Girardi is out, talking to the first base umpire, Brian O'Nora, and they are going to challenge. So the video replay official that advises Joe on these gave him the thumbs up to go ahead. Jeff Kellogg is the crew chief over at third base. He's already got the headset out there and on to talk to New York.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything definitive on the field that's going to change it. It was bang bang. But you never ever know. So take a look right here. Nice pivot by Stephen Drew. And nice the back end. What's it? Teixeira get the ball in the thing. Well, maybe he was out. Wasn't down. He was out. Yeah, that angle shows you that. So they might change it. Kuroda can go get the jacket on.
Will be interesting to see before the playoffs start. Fans are cheering as they watch the video replay on the board. What changes, if any, are made, not particularly to the rules on replay, but to the interpretations of the replay rules for the postseason. As he got the ball in the glove. Or is it on the ground?
Yeah, a lot easier for somebody sitting in a back room to make that call than Ryan Arnora, because he's close to the play.
He's out.
Yep, and he's out.
So they will turn the double play. It'll be a 6-4-3, and that will end the inning. No runs on, one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Ball game tied at 2-2. By Volkswagen. 1981 to his retirement in 2001. Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. solidifying his place in baseball history with the great 2000, 632 consecutive, two-time American League MVP, 19 straight All-Star appearances. 276 average, leads the Orioles still, 431 home runs, 1,695 RBIs. Part of the great Orioles history, Cal Jr.
Cal Jr. very much like Derek Jeter as far as the grace, and both on and off the field.
Will Jeter do a circle of the field tonight after the game? I think he might. 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. McCann reached on an error his first time up.
Yeah, that curveball went right off the glove and then the ground and got Caleb Joseph in the chin.
From one catcher to another. McCann at the plate and Joseph behind it. 1-0 count. Gausman with no walks, 2 strikeouts so far. Each team 2 runs, 3 hits. And that pitch is there for a strike. McCann's had a hit in 5 at bats off Gausman in his career. One ball, one strike delivery to him, and that's going to be outside. Kevin Gausman, it is his 3rd career start, his 8th appearance against the Yankees. That 3-1 record and that great 1.64 ERA, covering his appearances against New York. 2-1 delivery, and that 2 is going to be down low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Last start, Boston, 3 runs, 7 hits, 5 innings. Couple of home runs in that game, Offie.
Yeah, fastball 2-0 to Ortiz, who hit. That's what he does, and
pops that one up against the shift, and coming in is De Aza just in time to call off J.J. Hardy. And McCann is retired. Take a look at our Jeep Inside the Numbers, the unbelievable ERA numbers the Oriole pitchers are putting up.
Well, especially when you look at the ballparks. I mean, where the Mariners play, Pitchers Park, whatever they call that stadium in Anaheim, whatever it is, the Coliseum, Pitchers Park, Royals, Pitchers Park, Tampa, Pitchers Park, Camden Yards, Hitters Park.
Fouled off outside of first base that time, and a big cut by Teixeira. I mean, there are a lot of surprises the Orioles have put up this season individually and team-wise, but that's got to be one of them, Jim. Is that what the pitchers have done?
And you got to give credit to them and the people that teach them. I won a lot of games, and pitching coaches have a lot to do with that. And they may make a little bit of an adjustment, major adjustment. If they're going well, they don't say anything. They're just there. Always know they're there. They're like a hitting instructor.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and another lifted shot back and over the screen with a big uppercut. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Teixeira. The ball to Jimenez. Obviously anxious to see exactly what the postseason is going to hold for him. Right now, it looks like he'll be one of the players who'll be traveling with the team, but not on the roster. Swung on and missed. Kevin Gausman gets the strikeout. That is his 3rd, 2 against Teixeira.
And exactly the same sequence where he gets ahead and watch him drop this. It's just turns it over. It looks like a Shane Green in the first 2 innings changeup. Acts like a screwball. see him out on his front foot. Now, if it was a fastball, might have been able to foul it off, but the change of speed and the movement, he waves at it.
Here is Chase Headley, fielder's choice, his first time up. Headley has had a very good year against the Orioles in limited at bats. He's 7 for 16 against the Orioles with a couple of home runs. Switch hitter standing in with 2 down and nobody on. And that pitch will just miss. Count goes to 2-0. Gausman trying to be efficient plus after that long first inning because he's already up to 64 pitches thrown. 2-0 delivery, and that will miss away, and he falls behind 3-0.
And when you stand on the far right side of the rubber, the third base side, your angle is right to that outside corner, and he is much more comfortable there to a left-hander. And then there's maybe be about watch him go a little bit across his body. So it's a long way. It's not that you can't pitch that, but his direct shoulder line is right to that corner. And I think that's one of the reasons that, again, it's very difficult to not get around the slider when you step a little bit to the right.
That's on the outside corner. Headley was ready to take a walk.
Well, that ball's actually outside, and that's why he was putting the bat down on the gloves. And Amari, a rookie umpire, and that ball way off the corner. Look how far Joseph had to bring the glove back.
3 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. Shift on against Headley, and he'll go the other way foul. Headley hitting much better with the Yankees than he did in the National League. 263 with the Yankees coming into the game. 229 in the National League. He's had 6 home runs, 16 RBIs with New York. And as we've mentioned during this series, will he be back? 3 ball, 2 strike count. And he'll take that one inside, and he will get the walk, and that's the first surrendered by Gausman. 2 down and 1 on. Time for all you fans to tweet your photo using hashtag #MassinFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast brought to you by AT&T. One on and 2 down. Chris Young, base hit his first time up. Yankees finishing up here at home with this ball game. They are 42 and 38 here at home. They will travel to Boston for 3. Short lead at first base for Headley. He'll be held by Pierce. Shift on in the infield. And the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. For Chris Young, this is game number 20 as a Yankee. Came in hitting .246, was hitting only .205 in the National League. He's had 3 home runs as a Yankee, 11 overall. 0-1 delivery to him, jammed again. That's where they've tried to pitch him, and he can't believe the call. It's a strike.
Yeah. Well, Amari's got a big strike zone. He thinks this changeup is off the plate. And it probably was. But it's his strike zone, and it looks like it's going to favor the pitcher. If it stays this big all night, hitters will become annoyed by the late innings.
Or swinging freely.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's a chopper in the middle into that shift. Hardy's going to go to first with it and gets the out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We've completed 3 here in New York with the ball game tied at 2-2. Kershaw, Cy Young Award winner, MVP, 21-3 record. Look at the ERA, 27 starts this season. Over the last 100 years, he becomes just the 7th pitcher with 20 wins, 230 or more strikeouts, and an ERA below 1.8. Grover Alexander, Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson, Louis Tion, Tom Seaver, Ron Guidry, and Dwight Gooden. For Mike Burley, 202 innings pitched this season, 14th straight year that he has done that, and he gets into the record book with that one, the 8th pitcher in Major League history with a streak of that kind. And the Blue Jays defeated the Mariners 1-0 yesterday. The game took 1 hour and 59 minutes to play, and 1-0 games this season, a single season mark The most since 1976. 1-0 ball games. And here is Nelson Cruz, who takes the pitch for a strike.
Yeah, how about Guidry, since we're in Yankee Stadium? 25-3.
Pretty good.
Yeah, 1978. 248 strikeouts.
Cruz, who flied out his first time up, are deep inside the numbers. Couple of ticks in the middle there, but
well, he said, hey, peaks and valleys. So he valleyed out in June, July, and August, and they love the fact that he's peaking here in September with 5 home runs to go along with that, using the whole field.
And a very solid 274 batting average.
He hit in the first 2 months 20 home runs. And not only was he hitting well, he was hitting them out of the ballpark.
0-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss, and that'll be strikeout number 3.
How about Kuroda? When you talk about command, I mean, he's 39 years old. He's now, this is 121st batter without a base on balls. Now, is that command in your stuff or what? Once again, ball in the other batter's box because the slider's that good.
Steve Pearce coming up. Back in the lineup after the tendonitis problem in the wrist. Grounded out his first time up. Grounds that one foul for Pearce. Good month of September, interrupted by the wrist problems. Hitting .341 with 4 home runs in September. 0-1 count on him. He'll be followed by Hardy. Both teams got their first 2 batters of the game across the plate. And that's been it. 0-1. Down to third, short hop. Nice play made by Chase Headley. The Orioles back-to-back home runs, Markakis and De Aza. The Yankees got a double by Jeter, and McCann reaching on an error, and a run scored. And those are the 4 runs on the board, and each team with 3 hits.
Yeah, you watch Kuroda pitch. He gives up 2 more runs than he imagined he was going to give up, because he's been that good against the Orioles. 2.88 ERA. I cannot imagine that he may not come back, but I can't imagine that they, with some of their young pitchers and the fact that Sabathia has knee problems, Nova, Tommy John, that they won't ask him back. I mean, 200 innings gives you a chance to win pretty much every time out. Last year, because of maybe overuse, really went 3-7 over the last second half. That's not the case this year.
Off-speed delivery is swung on and miss. Hardy with a strikeout his first time up. Yankees with a ton of decisions to make in the offseason about what their team's going to look like next year, and one of the big factors will be whether Alex Rodriguez is in fact able to play. He got it. Came in with a fastball. He has struck Hardy out twice. 1-2-3 inning. 4 Ks for Kuroda. Ball game at 2-2. Yankees certainly are interested in him for next year. Free agent. Interesting note in our Major League Notebook and the value given from Hardball Talk. Fangraphs pegs his offense and defensive contributions as being worth $48 million during the 3-year contract based on WAR, the replacement number. In other words, Hardy has given the O's a lot more value than they paid for. The Orioles paid him $21 million over 3. Fangraphs has him at $48 million in value. How much will it cost to sign him next year?
Well, the salaries have gone up dramatically.
Yep.
I mean, the qualifying offer, what, top 125 players, 13, 14.1, probably be 15. And he signed a 3-year extension after he played here the first year, so he's been with the Orioles 4 years. But they got a good bargain, and I don't think I'm going to be sneezing at $22.5 million.
You'll never hear JJ complain about those kind of things.
No.
It's the Adam Jones question. How much is enough? Adam repeats that often, and he means it. How much is enough? And for most of the Oriole players, yeah, it's a business and it matters. They like playing in Baltimore. They like playing for the Orioles. They want to be there. And Hardy's going to give, obviously, serious consideration to those factors as well as the money. Here is Stephen Drew, and a pitch swung on, and ooh, man.
Yeah, right on the chest protector, right underneath the left shoulder.
Man.
You can hear this. Boom. Oh, maybe got the mass too. That's even worse.
Oh, one more of those, and Caleb's going to be looking up to the sky like, what did I do?
Well, he already says that about New York. When he came over the first time, he said, how'd you like that off day? He said, got tired of looking up. It's the only way you have so many tall skyscrapers.
He's got an 0 for 26 at the plate, and he's had 2 real hard foul balls that have come back and hit him here already in the ballgame.
And he's a pincushion behind the plate.
Oh. That's Nick Huntley over there knows all about it.
Surprised he's not.
Matt knows.
Surprised he's not starting to loosen up. Talking about Huntley.
Or Matt.
Well, Matt.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be outside.
Yeah, with the club most of the year. When Matt Wieters is, you see him in the weight room in Baltimore all the time. Here,
doing everything he can.
Yeah, he said if you wait an extra month, you could still get back by spring training, and the success ratio is even better. So he's going to wait till November to
do baseball.
Start doing stuff. Yeah.
Looks good, feels good. Ready to rock and roll. Walk season coming up for Matt. 3 ball, 2 strike count. And a ball in the air to left field. De Aza. Wind will blow it in a bit, at least hold it up. 1 away, 4th inning. Join the team and bring your big league dreams to life. 2015 Orioles Dream Week beginning January 25 in beautiful Sarasota. It's a week filled with baseball games at the Buck O'Neil Baseball Complex and at Ed Smith Stadium. Instruction from former Orioles, and you get the full major league experience. Travel packages include hotel, flights, and your own Orioles uniform. For details, Orioles.com/dreamweek.
So January 25th. Give yourself about 3 months to get the legs in shape.
You got to do the camp?
Yeah, I'm going. Well, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm talking about the campers.
Oh,
because
you're not in need to get in shape. You're in shape. You're ready.
Not for baseball. That's my point.
Okay.
Just otherwise, the hamstrings are going to bark. Well, baseball's so different. Yeah. We used to cross train, play basketball, play racquetball, run, bike, do all that kind of stuff, and go down. A little bit different bending. Even jumping jacks
Bending?
when you haven't done them. Well, I mean, the pickups you used to do.
Can bend?
Not anymore, but
well,
I used to be able to.
I was going to say,
well,
pretty good.
As you get older, I always thought you become more liberal and all that stuff. You become even less flexible. You know exactly what you want, and everything's going to be that way or not.
And usually not.
You're
That's
right.
the problem. Yeah. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Ichiro slaps that ball to second base.
Oh.
Got to hurry.
Yeah.
Got him. That was close. Girardi's already turning around, looking for the video.
Well, you got to give Ichiro, who you got 2 guys tonight who are going to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Jeter, first ballot, and then you have Suzuki with 10 Gold Gloves, 2 batting titles, all-time hitting record, and he runs his ball out hard. And I think that very similar might have beat him by just a smidgen.
Not going to challenge.
Yeah, if you don't run hard, ball in the glove and the foot's coming down, and very much like the other play, except the Teixeira catch was in the dirt.
Right on the money on the call. Brian O'Nora, first base umpire. 2 down, nobody on. Perella goes after the first pitch. Jose Perella, the rookie, grounded out his first time up, DHing batting 9th in the ball game. Kevin Gausman looking for a clean inning, has not had one. Yankees have left 4 on base, 1 in scoring position. Orioles have left only 1 on base. That was in 2nd inning at 2nd. And that one's fought off. Pulled, bounces all the way back out to 3rd base. Nice play. Jimmy Paredes played that one off the dugout wall. 84 pitches.
Well, 35 in the first inning. A couple of errors behind him, or one was scored a base hit, but should have been an error.
Ball lifted in the air, first base. Pierce is there, and he's got it, and there is the clean inning. 3 up and 3 down. We've completed 4 here at Yankee Stadium, and it remains tied at 2. Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Yankee Stadium in New York as the Yankees wrapping up this season series. Between innings, all kinds of Derek Jeter stuff up on the board, and when you hear the fans applauding as they are now, that's what that's all about. Packed house on hand here, and a good ball game.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a game that you're going to leave early.
No. Jeter moving over towards third base with the shift being put on here. 2-3-2 for the Orioles. 2-3-1 for the Yankees. All the runs have been earned. Kelly Johnson will lead it off for the Orioles, and the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. He reached on an error, charged on Jeter, his first time up. Paredes and then Joseph. 1-0 delivery. While the Orioles have the big 13-5 lead in the series, games have been tight. Of the 18 games they've played, 10 were decided by 2 runs or fewer, and there have been 3 extra inning ball games against the Yankees this season. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him, just blew that one by. Orioles have gone 6-3 here in New York this year, 7-2 against the Yankees at Camden Yards. One-two delivery on the way, and foul back, protecting on a pitch well located towards the outside part of the plate. Maybe too close to take.
Yeah, he really doesn't get much over 91, but he moves the ball around so much that you really can't ever get comfortable looking for one speed, one zone.
And came back in and down and got him.
Yeah, the 2 home runs were on splitters that didn't split like this. Splitter, you split the fingers, really pulled down on it. Watch that ball go down. You think it's going to stay up, and the bottom drops out right underneath the bat head of Kelly Johnson.
5 strikeouts against the Orioles in this game. In his 4 starts against the O's this year, 6 is his strikeout high in those previous 4 games. Jimmy Paredes up. Paredes grounded out his first time up. 2-2, 5th inning. As so often happens in this game of baseball, it turns 180 degrees on a moment's notice. First inning looks like we were going to have some kind of a 20-19 game the way it started, and then both pitchers settled it in. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him. Swung on a miss, tailing away.
Yeah, so in and then out.
First time since 1993 the Yankees and/or Red Sox will not be in the postseason. That's pretty amazing.
It really is.
Wow. 0-2 delivery is down low. It bounces. The continual talk about how you can't buy championships. Well, maybe not, but I'll tell you, it was money that helped buy Yankees Red Sox postseason play over for that long a period of time. That's an extraordinary length of time. For the Yankees, it'll be 2 years in a row now that they will be out.
Yeah, it'll be the first time since, what, 95? They won't win 85 games or more. I suppose they could get to 85, I guess, if they win out.
Quick play made, and a good one by Drew. And there are 2 down to 5th. Let's take a look at the Orioles' upcoming schedule. There's not much left. From routine to the most specialized eye care, LifeBridge Health's Krieger Eye Institute handles it all. Call 410-601-2020 in Detroit. 3 different start times: 7 o'clock tomorrow, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, then 1 o'clock to wrap up the season on Sunday.
Yeah, the Yankees, if they did, because they go to Boston, if they did win tonight, and the next 3, they could get to 85. But that would then be the lowest total since 1995.
2 down, Caleb Joseph. He deserves a hit.
Well, he's been hit behind the plate a couple of times.
He's had the cage rattle literally
Well, he's such a good kid, and unfortunately, that doesn't always mean you're going to get base hits. I mean, it's just been a tremendous year for him.
Down the line, right field. Will it fall?
Go.
Will it fall?
No,
it will, but it's foul. And so will Teixeira.
A rumbling and a tumbling. Mark Teixeira. Nice effort. And of course, Caleb Joseph saying, please get fair, and if not, please stay out of the glove.
Caleb back in. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Really shallow in center is Gardner. He's way in. About as shallow as you'll see him play against anybody. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, and the big cut. Kuroda's pitches, though, are cutting the corners here, 1 and 2.
Well, the velocity's gone up, and splitter's gotten sharper. Uses his curveball slider when he needs it. One a little harder than the other.
1-2, 2 down. Strike. Well, Caleb, it's just not happening right now. 6 strikeouts for Kuroda, 1-2-3 inning. Let's go after that #1 spot in wins with the Angels right now holding it. The Angels are off. Orioles, of course, playing here. Then you see the Angels finish up at Seattle, the Orioles at Toronto. The Angels lead right now for the best record is 2.5 games. Tonight, after this game, it's either going to be 2 or 3 with the Angels off tonight. If they were to end up tied for the best record, the Orioles won the season series, that would be the tiebreaker.
Well, you know, the Mariners, because they're 3 back in the wild card, you're going to get Iwakuma, probably Paxton, and Hernandez. But that was a big win for them today, and they're winging their way back to the West Coast after having to, the last week, come all the way to Toronto for 4.
Yep, their elimination number is 2 in the wild card for Seattle. Cleveland still alive, but elimination number of 1. 2-2 ball game, bottom half of the 5th inning, top of the order. Brett Gardner, and he'll take the pitch. It is there for a strike. Gardner has reached on an error, single, scored. RBI for Jeter with a double in the 1st inning. Yankees have not had a hit since the 1st inning. They've had 2 base runners, 1 reaching on an error and 1 on a walk. As Kevin Gausman has shut him down since the 1st. And that's there, 0-2.
Well, Gardner got his ball on the inside half of the plate and hit a grounder in the right to lead it off after the Orioles had taken the lead. And since then, Kevin Gausman is living on the outside edges of the plate. And Amari, the home plate umpire, has given him those pitches.
They'll stay right there, right?
Yeah, maybe. Well, somewhere in that vicinity. That was a little bit off the plate.
Gardner's had a couple of hits in the series in 14 at bats.
And when you get ahead, I mean, a lot of times you like the pitch in, but look at the protection on that front arm. So he dives in and
fouled away. 1-2 count. Gausman's retired 71% of leadoff batters, and the only leadoff batter to get on was Gardner in this game in the 1st inning.
You still learn a lot about your young pitchers, and of course, if you're pitching, you learn about yourself when you get out of that jam. You got some key outs in the 1st. Could have been a big inning.
Kevin has had a lot better luck with the bases empty than when runners are on. The stretch continues to be a bit of a problem for him. Runners on, 287 average against him. When it's empty, it's 250. It's not a dramatic difference.
Well, you do so much work, and you know guys are going to get on. I mean, your sides have to be equally. I just never really thought about that. I suppose the numbers can change.
2-2 delivery on the way, and he got Gardner to go after it for a strikeout, his 4th.
Yeah, and what happens when you have a big strike zone, if you're Brett Gardner with 2 strikes, you have to cover that plate. So he makes a great pitch. I mean, can't make a better pitch than this. The ball dives. He's got to cover it because he's already called one, and you can see that ball about an inch off the plate, right where he wanted to throw it.
Jeter with a double, 1 for 3 in the ball game. He came in having had only 2 hits in his last 28 at bats against the Orioles. He did get the RBI double in the first inning. Gausman's delivery to him will be in the outside corner for a strike.
Well, he knows how big the strike zone is. Normally that ball would be ball 1. Everybody. I'm driving in, and for 15 blocks today, I drove behind him. And the guy driving me said, "What do you think he's thinking about?"
Down the line and foul.
And I said, if you know Derek Jeter, and I've obviously met him many times, but I don't really know him, but I know how he plays. I said, he's thinking about tonight's game.
And he wasn't, though. He wasn't.
Wasn't?
No.
What was he thinking about?
Why is Palmer following me?
All that, too. Well, he didn't know I was following. That's good.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that's outside.
Well, you know why I was. Not about, not about me.
Oh.
About Susan.
Okay.
Ever since Derek Jeter shook my wife's hand, and she thought he actually held hands.
Yes.
It's been about Susan. And he knows it. We're talking about Derek, yeah.
1-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. Good jam shot, and Gausman gets his 5th K.
97. A couple of back-to-back strikeouts by Kevin Gausman. And look at this ball run. Even though the target's away, right to that angle. That's where he likes it. 2-seamer. You got to cover it with 2 strikes. You know how big the strike zone is, and then back-to-back perfect pitches.
So Gausman and Kuroda locked up in a good one here since that first inning. Here is McCann. Brian McCann reached on the error, flied out, and he's taking a pitch, and it is in there for a strike. A couple of hits, 11 at bats in this series, including a home run. So 23 long balls on the year and 74 RBIs. Gausman's 0-1 delivery to him. That'll be put in the air to center. Adam Jones. And another clean inning. That's 7 in a row set down by Gausman. Yankees still without a hit off him since the first inning.
Lead. First home runs, 5th start by Kuroda. Nick Markakis hits his 14th home run, 1-0, and Diaz on another splitter down and in, just golfs it into the seats. Early 2-run lead for the Orioles. Back-to-back home runs in the first, and here come the Yankees. Derek Jeter, 3-1 count, almost hits a home run off the wall for a double. Gardner, who hit single, will score to make it 2-1. They had another run to tie it up, and that's how it is here after 5 innings. Gausman, 35 pitches in the first inning, has certainly settled down. Kept the ball in the ballpark, and then Kuroda, the master of strikes, only 62 pitches through 5. He's also got it together. That are your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
So between innings, Buck Showalter going on. Remember the blister last time out Kevin Gausman had. Looking at it again, and kind of looks like he might be done.
Well, we'll see if anybody gets up and starts throwing.
Yeah. Another concern. Nick Markakis will lead it off for the Orioles.
Well, you're right, and T.J. McFarland getting loose, and so they'll treat it. But he did throw 97 pitches, and he really threw the ball well after the first inning.
Markakis with a home run, and he's been called out on strikes. He will take that one in there. 8 in a row have been retired by Kuroda. 7 in a row by Kevin Gausman. 2-2 ball game, 6th inning. Markakis, Diaz, and Jones will be due up. Markakis goes the other way, playing in. Young, 1 down. Our PNC Minor League report brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Well, the Orioles are always trying to add additional pitching. Minor league free agent out of the Red Sox. organization. So started in his major league career, or his minor league career, as a starter in the last couple of innings out of the bullpen. Another nice year. Didn't become the closer, but that's what he did in the Red Sox. But certainly gives you a guy that can pitch in the late innings.
Other starters over there talking to Kevin Gausman. De Aza up, home run and a single, 2 for 2. He likes hitting against Kuroda. He's had 9 hits and 20 at bats, including 2 home runs against the 39-year-old right-hander. Kuroda's 0-1 delivery to him. De Aza will take that one inside.
Well, the more you get to see Alejandro hit, and you get to see him 6-7 games when he was playing with the White Sox, he does have power. 17 home runs last year. He can hit lefties, even though he struggled this year. Hit over 300. He can run. He can field. He can bunt. And he can hit it way back in right field as he got another new. Hauled in by Ichiro. Hit that one on a line. It had a sound to it, but not enough in the leg department. Well, yeah, there you go. Hiroki Kuroda kind of taking a deep breath. And you could see Alejandro's head just missed it. It looks off the bat, and such a short porch here. Ichiro Suzuki hauls it in on the warning track. But off the bat, you're thinking, boy, that ball has a chance.
Heading for his second home run, so now he's 2 for 3. 2 down, nobody on here in the 6th. Here's Adam Jones.
It was kind of the happy zone, right? Thigh high, inside middle. He told you and Mike Bordy that after the home runs in Boston.
Jumps on those. Yeah. Popped up in the infield, third base side. Catcher has no idea, but Headley does and puts it away. Boy, there's a quick inning. That's 3 clean innings in a row and 11 in a row set down.
'23-year-old right-hander trying to win and really pitched well after the first inning. This will be the 4th no decision he has received. You'll know he's pitched well. 24 innings, only 6 runs over his last 4 starts. And there's your last strikeout of a little bit of a little blister. Just as the last time, throws 97 pitches and pitches very well. And you can see the little blood blister. And those seams cause a lot of friction. And once you get it, hard to get rid of it. Don't want to exacerbate it. Your Jiffy Lube pitching change. Change is good, especially when your oil's getting changed at Jiffy Lube. Give your vehicle relief with regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube and help stretch the life of your engine. There you go, TJ McFarland, one batter yesterday. Sinker slider changeup pitcher. Early on, up and down, out of the minor leagues, and worked on the slider. ERA coming down. One of those guys that pitches the contact, so he takes advantage of the Oriole defense. More hits than innings pitched. And you could see the higher number by the right-handers.
So TJ McFarland comes on in this tie ball game and becomes the pitcher of record for the Orioles, going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Teixeira, Headley, and Young will be due up against the left-hander. Mark Teixeira has faced McFarland only once, 0 for 1. He has struck out twice. Turned around now, the switch hitter. And will take the pitch outside, a little bit low for a ball.
Yeah, 4 home runs of his 22, 18 hitting left-handed. Not as many at bats. The wrist that's been bothering him at the operation is that right wrist. So
fouled it off himself that time.
Yeah, you would think that because the right wrist, when you're hitting left-handed, actually gets you to the ball, but maybe he feels a little bit more comfortable hitting from this side of the plate. We'll see.
Came in with a .200 average against the Orioles on the season. Couple of home runs this year. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery by McFarland. Ground ball topped to short. Hardy gets it.
So we talked about how outstanding the sliders or the starters have been. So you can see early on, and I mean they're struggling, so to speak, there. And then look at these numbers: 53 and 29. So that's 24. That's 29 games over 500. The ERA goes down by more than a run, and the innings go up. And the bullpen, because you get a little deeper into the game, they go get Andrew Miller. Brad Brock comes in to help you in the bullpen. Guys that can pitch multiple innings. Kevin Gausman tonight, other than that first inning, pitched very well. And you think they have him, if the blister's all right, set perfectly to be the long guy. And he'll have what, maybe 6, 7, 8 days to get ready and work on the blister.
Chase Headley at the plate. He has walked it into a fielder's choice. McFarland's delivery to him on a check swing. Did he go? Yes. Ryan Honora. Well, the number we've talked about over the years regarding how many starts do you get out of your projected starters has held up for the Orioles. Only 7 starters. And McFarland's had only 1 start. So the Orioles really have used 6 starters this season. And standings generally reflect teams that get the most starts out of their projected starters are going to win. And in the case of the Orioles this season, that has been the case. Past years, they've used a lot of starters.
And Dave Wallace, I mean, there he is. He comes over, and as Darren O'Day said in a great article in the New York Times the other day, he was kind of a watch and learn guy, learn his players, see if you need to make adjustments.
1-2 towards the middle. Shift on. Will deny him a hit, though. Kelly Johnson gets it.
And it all started at the Fan Fest when he walked up to Kevin Gausman and introduced him. Said, "What can I do to make you better?" And Kevin Gausman says, "Ooh, that's kind of nice. What can he do to make me better?" And they worked on certain things. But at the end of the day, if your starters go deeper and you have such a deep bullpen, easier to sequence your way through the latter innings and the setups you'd like to get.
Orioles have 2 down here in the 6th inning. Bases are empty. That'll bring Young to the plate. Last batter to reach was Chase Headley with a walk in the 3rd inning for the Yankees. So the Oriole pitchers, Gausman and McFarland, have gone through the order without allowing a base runner since. 1-0 count. Orioles back-to-back homers first. Marquez de Aza. Yankees 2 runs first inning. Jeter 1 scored on an error. Gonzalez on the right. That'll be foul back. Buck Showalter naming the 2 starters in Toronto. Chris Tillman, Drew Hutchison tomorrow night. Wei and Chen, J.A. Happ. The 4 o'clock game on Saturday. Sunday will be everybody on board. Sunday, he said, "I'm giving you fair warning in advance. I'm going to start somebody, but it won't matter because what I'm really trying to get done Sunday is that everybody who needs to pitch pitches." So whoever that may be that starts, they probably won't be in there very long. It might even be a reliever starting on Sunday. He hasn't decided yet.
He's been so kind to Ubaldo, giving him an opportunity to start the last 2 games when he could have gone in other directions. I would think, I'm only guessing, he'll probably pitch the 1st inning.
Yep.
He'll understand that. He's really pitched well. A couple of good 5-inning stints, which you never know. You just don't know about playoffs and how deep you go, and are you going to need Jimenez to come back if somebody gets hurt, or even if he would be a long man in the bullpen. So probably he'll start, and then he'll kind of sequence his way through the game.
Yep.
And everybody will get their work and
have a day off Monday and begin the workouts on Tuesday for the first game of the division series. 2-2 delivery on the way, will be taken inside.
And the other thing is, because I remember in '69 we won the first 3 games against the Twins. They weren't easy, a couple of 12-inning games, and I got the laugher up in Minnesota, but we played inter-squad games and simulated games and things like that. So he said he's going to give the guys that can either go to Sarasota. I wouldn't go there because I want to pitch in similar weather that you're going to pitch in. And Florida's not that kind of weather this time of year.
3-2, got him on a called strike. He hits the corner with it. McFarland retires the side in order. We've completed 6 here at Yankee Stadium with the ball game tied at 2. After this one, start the 3-game set to finish out the regular season. Chris Tillman on the mound against Drew Hutchison. Our coverage on MASN 2, 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Dodge, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Chris Tillman looking for win number 14. 20 straight games, 3 runs or less. Drew Hutchison, let's see, having a nice year, especially against the Orioles. The Orioles did rough him up. Pierce hit the big 3-run home run, but for a guy coming off Tommy John surgery, forget the wins. against the Orioles, you would think he's a 20-game winner. There's a lot of innings, though, for him. He's up there in the 180 range. So Tillman getting ready for the first game of the playoffs, and that'll be what tomorrow night will be about.
2-2 ball game. 2-3-2 for the Orioles. 2-3-1 for the Yankees. Cruz leading it off. He has flied out and strikeout. 7 for 15 in the series. Big series for him here, including the home run, a couple of RBIs. Infield will shift around, but not all the way. It did shift around all the way when this series started, but he put a couple of hits right where Drew is playing at second base. So they moved Drew back to the second base side of the bag.
Yeah. Well, there was a hanging slider, and he shook his head talking about Hiroki Kuroda because he got away with it just a little bit up. Well, maybe a little bit out of the zone, but Nelson Cruz, big time swing.
That'll be bounced. Kuroda against the Orioles here in New York has a 3-1 record. His overall mark 3-3 against the Orioles. ERA against the Orioles here is 1.85.
So 9 starts, 125 at bats since he last walked a hitter. Got to go all the way back against the Tigers, and that was on the 5th of August.
5 starts against the Orioles. He's walked 1. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and Cruz pulls back on that one. 3-1.
And then it goes 3-1, and sometimes you can pitch games where you don't walk anybody, but you're wild in the zone. In other words, a lot of hittable pitches. And with a 2.88 ERA this year, obviously that's not the case.
3-1 delivery on the way. Cruz will go after it. Grounds it short hop Jeter. Stayed on the bag for the out. Head over to Masson Orioles Facebook page for your chance to win an exclusive I Back the Birds prize pack. And Care First will back your community with a donation for participating. That's Facebook.com/Masson Orioles for your chance to win. Buck Showalter spending most of his pregame press conference, and it was long, talking about Derek Jeter. They moved him down into the Yankee press room because it was still raining pregame here, and Buck spent a lot of time reminiscing with the writers, television people about Jeter, watching him grow, kidding as he has all year about how he won't be disappointed not to see him in the lineup of the Yankees in future years. 0-1 delivery on the way is outside, and a 1-ball 1-strike count on Pierce.
And kind of bittersweet because you know how important he's been for the game, the way he plays it. All the guys that get it, you don't have to go on the way to Cooperstown to play the game right, but he certainly led a lot of people to. I mean, I thought Buck made a great point, and if you're trying to be good, and you're a veteran, or even if you're a young player, and of course we had Torrey. Joe was MVP in '71. People think Joe Torre only managed, but he was a heck of a player. He had Don Zimmer around baseball for 60-some years, and he arrived when Mariano, Posada, Pettit, all those guys, and they became one of the better teams for about 5 years.
Fouled off the front. One of the ushers said to me today, he said, reminding me, he said, you know, Buck talking about Jeter, said, remember when the Yankees had the celebration here and the Orioles were closing up the old stadium? Buck was not going to participate because he was wearing an Oriole uniform, instead of not putting on a Yankee uniform or hat for that. Derek was one of the people who talked to him, said, look, just come out of your dugout, take an ovation. He got a standing ovation from Yankee fans. Buck Showalter did. And we've talked about it. It's a recognition of how much he meant to the winning years, because Buck was the guy who actually put together a lot of what went on to become championship ball clubs. Strikeout recorded. That's number 7 for Kuroda. Pierce is down. He's 0 for 3 in the game. But who isn't?
Well, he's making some. For a guy that hung 2 pitches to start this game, both ended up in the right field bleachers here at Yankee Stadium, and now it's about as good as you can pitch.
13 in a row retired by Kuroda. Hardy got a hold of that one way back left field. Young at the warning track will haul it in. And that'll do it. 14 in a row set down. 7th inning stretch time here at Yankee Stadium. And the ball game still since the first 2-2. The Yankees. Turning to our Major League notebook. Question mark. A Tiger in October. Talking about Verlander with Detroit. Said Brad Osmus, I do believe he's one of those pitchers. The brighter the light, the better he is. Mitch Albom, Detroit Free Press, talking about that. Consider what he's done the past 2 games when the Tigers have been watching the standings every minute. There are the numbers. The 15 and a third innings, 2 runs allowed, 10 strikeouts, no walks from Verlander. Orioles may be facing the Tigers and Verlander in the division series.
Well, he's one of those guys, former Cy Young and MVP, when he went 24-4. I had understood that he actually had some abdominal surgery, so maybe, and the Tigers certainly hope this, he's as healthy as he's been all year. Not one of those guys. I think he did miss a start because of some shoulder soreness, but other than that, maybe probably at full strength more so than any time. Yep. And then remember what he did last year. Struggled, and all of a sudden
reared back.
Yep.
Can't help but think I was watching Jeter from the very get-go here once he arrived at the stadium. I mean, you put yourself in his shoes. Everything you do is the last time you are going to do it here. You got to wonder, after all these games, that's got to weigh on you here in this ball game. You've got to think about it. 7th inning stretch, the last one he's going to have here at Yankee Stadium as a player. And there'll be this last at bat coming up later.
I think it becomes even worse or more reflective, I guess, depending how you want to look at it, when you retire, because then you know.
Yeah.
And then you think of all the great things, and you think about the people that helped you, whether Charles or Dot, his mom, father and mom, or his sister, and all the people who were here, all of your teammates, all your coaches, all the people.
And they've all been running on the board between innings, every inning, testimonials on the Yankee scoreboard, so he sees it every minute here tonight. Stephen Drew against McFarland. Drew has flied out twice. McFarland retired the side in order in the 6th inning. And that pitch will be taken down low for a ball. As we wind along here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. For Drew, he is 0 for 8 against McFarland. Ichiro, Kuroda due up, bottom third of the order for the Yankees. Each team 2 runs first inning. Pitchers dominating since. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be a little bit towards the kitchen. And missed 2-1.
Yeah, well, get ready for the postseason, because this is what it's going to be about. You probably see some pinch hitters. Maybe you brought in a lefty, you match up a little bit. Well, a lot of tight games. I mean, that's what you anticipate. It may not turn out that way. And I was at when the Red Sox were in last week, after Ortiz went 11 for 16 with an on-base percentage of 688 or whatever it was. I'm wondering.
That one is pulled and is deep near the pole and just foul.
Well, you know what his intention is, but when you get into the postseason, that's what makes it so exciting. Whether it's going to be the Angels, it's going to be Mike Trout or Pujols, the Orioles, which guy is going to step up? And this ball, he hooks it. He's a high ball hitter. He knocks the bat, and you can see not that far from going. He required 314 feet.
Hitting only 121 off left-handers. Drew with no home runs against a left-hander. All 7 against righties. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles have the shift on in the infield. We'll see if that's the one pitch he gets to hit in this at bat. 2-2 delivery on the way. Fouled, hit him in the foot in the batter's box.
One of the things that, and that's why T.J. McFarland, he's not a dominant guy that you bring in because the numbers are in the 280 range, but he's learned to use, for a guy that's not overpowering, his 2-seam sinking fastball to lefties. Because all the good left-handers, if you're Stephen Drew, you want to, and you know you have to cover that outside corner. Well, Mike Flanagan told me after facing Mattingly and Mo Vaughn, people like that, all the good lefties, they all cover outside and try to react in, and it's hard to get to that 2-seamer. And TJ's learned that, and now here in his 2nd year in the big leagues.
Drew waiting on the 2-2 delivery. McFarland will work outside to him, and the count will go to 3-2. The 3 hits in the ball game for the Yankees all came in the first inning. The Orioles getting those back-to-back home runs in the first, and then a single by De Aza in the third. That's it. Markakis, De Aza, the home runs. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Trying again. This one's even further foul and a whole lot higher.
Well, that's what you look away and react in, and that's exactly what he did. McFarland in 91 is not. It's probably about your average major league fastball.
Nine lifetime home runs against the Orioles. .217 career batting average coming into the game against the O's. 3 ball, 2 strike count again, and the delivery to him, and Drew this time will swing and miss, but he's going to get the first. He is on. So Drew a strikeout victim, but on the wild pitch.
Well, that's a 2-seam fastball, and it's going to be, I would imagine, be a. I don't think this ball bounces.
No,
I think he just misses it, and it's going to be a pass ball either way. He gets the first, but that is that 2-seamer, and then because of the rain all day, I mean, that's a good pitch. Should have been caught, was it? That's something that Caleb Joseph does very often.
So the pass ball will allow the runner to reach, and leading off the 7th inning, the Yankees get Drew on. Here is Ichiro. Paredes moves in at third base. He is struck out and grounded out. Does bunt and drops along the line. Foul. Joseph handling it to make sure it stays there.
Well, if you're Jimmy Paredes, you better get in, because if you don't play in a little bit more and he bunts it with his speed, he's going to beat it out. You have to play where you make a bunt an easy play, and he's playing a little deep.
Ichiro looking down for the signs again. He's had a couple of sacrifice bunts this season. Paredes will come down the line a little more. At first base, Drew.
But not much, though.
Nope, not much. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Squares again. Will take the pitch outside for a ball.
Now he will come in, but it's a lot easier to make the play, get your feet under, than do it on the run.
Robbie Thompson with the signs down at third. Orioles still looking for the bunt here. Ichiro has hit left-handers hard this year. 339 off him. Still shows bunt, but pitch is not there, and McFarland misses outside again. 2-1. Ball game tied at 2, 7th inning. Yankees trying to manufacture a run. Barella waiting on deck. Brady's still in at third base. 2-1 delivery. Squares and bunts it foul. Ichiro does not get it down.
Yeah, he reminds me. I mean, just think about how many times he's had to sacrifice in his career. It's mostly bunt for a base hit. He's getting ready to go. Not that he's not trying to sacrifice. It's just, have Louis Aparicio. He couldn't square around him much, but he could sacrifice bunting for a base hit, because that's what he did.
Paredes will stay still in on the grass at third, even with a 2-strike count. 2-2. Pitch on the way. Ichiro not bunting, and jackknifes away. 3-2.
Yeah, how do you not get hit by this pitch? That ball is about 18 inches off the inside corner or more.
Be slender, be slim.
Yeah. Agility. Don't like to get hit. I don't blame him.
So 3-2. Drew at first base. Will he go? Nobody out. 3-2. Runner not going. Ichiro taps it foul.
Well, the other thing, and one of the reasons, if you're running, it doesn't matter about your lead, but he was going back to first base. Marlin, apparently he doesn't have his move. Doesn't want to get picked off. Looking over at Rob Thompson in third and seeing if anything's on.
3-2. Jimmy Paredes still will be on the cut of the grass here at third base. And the delivery, and it's a walk. So that'll put runners on at first and second base. Don't miss the excitement of the postseason. Place your deposits now in a convenient and affordable 2015 13-game season plan. You'll receive pre-sale opportunities for the ALCS or upgrade to a 29-game or full season plan and be guaranteed tickets to at least one ALCS game. Don't miss the great postseason upcoming at Camden Yards. Go to Orioles.com/postseason to make your deposit and reserve a spot for the playoffs.
Well, meanwhile, Rob Thompson, third base coach with Jose Kuroda, just called up about 4 days ago just to make sure that if anything's on, he's got the bunt side.
There's nobody out here. Kuroda's grounded out and popped out. Orioles look like they have the wheel on, charging first and third. Pitch will be taken. He did square. So they're going to try and get a play at third base, at least on that one, as Pierce was coming in hard and Pirela was staying back.
So you got Webb getting up. Dave Wallace is coming out, and sure what he's going to say is, TJ, you're a pretty good defender. Whatever is on, you got to throw a strike. Nothing happens until you throw a strike here. Now you can't assume he's going to bunt, because maybe he won't. But you know, you live for throwing the ball at the knees. Let him put the ball in play. They'll give you an out. You'll decide whether you want McFarland to pitch to Gardner or the infield in, maybe, or you'll walk him to get to Jeter and bring in Ryan Webb. A lot of options, a lot of stuff going on in the tie game.
Only 2 walks have been surrendered in the ball game to the Yankees. One by Gausman, now one by McFarland. As the strikeout pass ball, though, kicking the inning off with Drews at second. So see if Pirela bunts here or not. Pierce coming in hard at first. Wheel on again. Takes the pitch up high and still does not throw a strike, and it goes to 2-0.
Well, there's a lot of distractions. Just think about it. How often do you ever pitch when a guy's trying to bunt, give you an out? Well, you see him square around. That's a distraction. You know you need to throw a strike. And then when you start thinking about it, that's not always easy to do.
Pirela's holding tight. Paredes rather holding tight at third, trying to get a play there. Again, they charge. It's a great bunt. Only plays at first, and they're not going to get that either. A tremendous bunt by the rookie Pirela. Joseph trying, but can't get anybody in there loaded.
Yeah, well, he falls down trying to get the ball, and then Steve Pierce saves about probably 2 runs. Because right now, Caleb Joseph knows I have no chance. But he tries to make the play. Look at him, almost fallen down, and Pierce comes to the rescue. Actually, it's Kelly Johnson, excuse me, because Pierce was coming in, and Kelly Johnson reads the throw right off the release point. Otherwise, that ball goes down the right field line, and it's 4-2.
So the bases are loaded, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning of a 2-2 ball game. Brett Gardner, leadoff batter, singled, struck out, reached on an error. And Gardner gets away from him. It's down low, not far enough for the runners to advance.
Well, McFarland just a bounce ball way out in front. A little surprised that Cato didn't turn around and try to block it. A little bit fortunate the ball came up and hit him in the chest protector.
Gardner has a 5 for 15 with the bases loaded this year, including 1 grand slam. They are loaded for him here with nobody out. DJ McFarland, 1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to miss inside, and again working behind the hitter at 2-0. Gardner's 1 for 7 off McFarland.
He had hit a home run on Sunday off a left-hander. 17 of them. That's 8 more than he's ever hit in the season. And he'll look somewhere in the middle of the plate, just try to drive it somewhere.
2-0 count, delivered to Gardner. He takes it. It is there for a strike. Gardner much better in these situations with a runner in scoring position than that overall .256 batting average. Key moment obviously here with neither team having scored since the first inning. And Kuroda getting the bunt base hit is the first hit the Yankees have had since the first inning. 2-1 delivery on the way. Gardner a chopper. Runner coming home. Pierce coming home. Throw. They got him. Force out at the plate, and that was the only play Pierce had. And he got it. And now baseball theater.
Yeah, here comes Buck Showalter.
And here comes Jeter.
Yeah. Oh, nice play by Steve Pierce. He can hit, he can defend, he can think, he can do all the things that help you win a game. Snap throw, force play.
That'll be it for McFarland. He'll leave responsible for the 3 base runners on. Jeter will be coming up. Bases loaded. 7th inning game tied.
Bank, when Baltimore succeeds, we all succeed. Ryan Webb pitched the other night, or other afternoon actually, against the Yankees. 2/3 of an inning, hit, earned run. Did give up a home run, high fly ball center field by Chase Headley. So up early, pitched some big games for the Orioles, and then down in the minor leagues, and now back here in September. We talked about Hal Pierce, and all the rule change that you got to give him an avenue. So there's your whole plate, and then boy, right into the. And I don't think that's going to make. I'm not saying that Drew's a dirty player. I've never seen him do that, but it's a force play, not a tag play. And he knew there wasn't going to be a double play.
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
This is what they waited for. 48,613, largest crowd of the season for the Yankees. Their 16th sellout.
Well, we showed you his .309 batting average career, but with runners in scoring positions, it's even better at .312.
He's gone 2 for 10 with the bases loaded this year. They are loaded here in the 7th inning. Game is tied. The Orioles will play for 2. The infield in a couple of steps. Jeter will take it for a strike from Webb. He's faced Ryan only a couple of times, 0 for 2.
Yeah, Adam Amari, the home plate umpire, his strike zone's not going to change here in the 7th. I don't think. The ball kind of borderline either way.
0-1 count. Jeter broke it back, ground ball. It'll go to short. There's nothing. It goes into right field. 2 runs will score. Markakis will back it up. Ichiro and Perella score on a broken bat ground ball. And the Yankees have a 4-2 lead.
Well, it's all about Ryan Webb makes a great pitch. Jams Jeter. It's going to be 1 out, but because the ball's not hit hard, you don't really have a play, and you don't even have a play because of the hustle of Gardner. Very rarely do you get J.J. Hardy not getting a good read. And he knows who's running. I just don't think he anticipates that Gardner gets down there that quick. So your good secondary lead, you had to make a perfect hit. If you're Kelly Johnson, no way you can catch the ball because you would have to dive into the runner.
Jeter will be credited with an RBI on the fielder's choice. The other run will score on the error to Hardy. And the Yankees up by 2, and Brian Mattis on to pitch.
Percent fastballs, curveballs, sliders. Those are the breaking balls and the changeup. He's been on a roll since July 3rd, just before the All-Star game. 26 appearances, 1.27 ERA, and that's 3 earned runs in 21 1/3 innings with 4 walks and 29 strikeouts. Inning yesterday.
McCann, who hits well against left-handers and has gone 2 for 7 with a home run off Brian Mattis, will stand in, the Yankees' number 3 hitter. So Jeter gets the go-ahead RBI. The other one reaches on the error charge to Hardy. That also allows Gardner to go to third. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Orioles, of course, will play for 2 here. McCann is 0 for 3. A couple of fly balls, and he reached on an error. Orioles have 3 errors in the ball game, and that will be taken inside for ball 1. So far, all the runs in the ball game earned coming into this inning. See what happens here for the rest of this inning as to whether or not 2 runs or any more that are scored, if they're scored, or earned. 1-0 count. Gardner at third base, Jeter on at first. 1-0 delivery. McCann takes it outside, and Brian Mattis falls behind 2-0. So the Yankees now 4 runs, 4 hits. The Orioles 2 runs on 3 hits. And the hit that got this, what got it started, of course, was the Drew strikeout, the pass ball. That's what started the inning. Then the walk to Ichiro and the.
So that's like another.
Hit.
That's like another error. That's
2-0 delivery on the way, and a fly ball to right field. It'll get a run in. Tagging up will be Gardner. Throw will come into second base. Sac fly. RBI for McCann makes it a 5-2 game.
So 5 unanswered runs by the Yankees after the couple of back-to-back home runs have started. And McCann does exactly what he wants to do. Look for a ball to get in the air and get in that 5th run.
So now 2 down. Jeter remains on at first base, and Mark Teixeira coming up. 2 strikeouts, and he has grounded out. Teixeira 7 for 20 against Brian Mattis with a home run. Infield shift on, not completely around, but mostly, and a strike taken.
Now the only other guy, I remember when Bruce Chen pitched for the Orioles, and Teixeira was like 6 for 10 with 5 home runs. They had open base, and he pitched to him, and he became 7 for 11. Down in Texas.
Teixeira watching that one outside. Teixeira this season against the lefties 225, 217 off right-handers. Only 4 of his 22 home runs against left-handers. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the air, not deep to center. Jones coming hard, and he'll put it away. So Teixeira's retired, so are the Yankees, but they will pick up 3 runs in the inning. They did it on just 1 hit and lead it 5-2. Game. Miller is celebrating the Orioles' fantastic season by sharing key moments from the 2014 year. It's Miller time, folks. Sit back and enjoy. Brought to you by Miller Lite. So the Orioles are going to have to come back in this one as we go to the 8th inning. A 5-2 lead, and all 3 runs in the 7th inning unearned. Charged to McFarland. So 2 against Kevin Gausman, the starter, on 3 hits over 5. McFarland an inning and a third, 3 unearned runs. Only 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Some misplays by the Orioles defense that led to the 3-run 7th. Kuroda's gone the distance on the other side. He hasn't walked anybody and has struck out 7. The Orioles have not had a base runner on since the 3rd inning. Well, a 1-out single by De Aza.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. If he did pitch a complete game, something he did once last year, this year 8 innings the most, and it was against Tampa Bay. If it had been on the road, when they gave up 2 runs, he probably would have got a complete game. So if he does go 9, it looks like they have somebody maybe getting loose in their bullpen. Still want to win the game.
82 pitches, pretty efficient, and a swing and a miss, and there's 1.
His high pitch count high is 109, so it looks like at this rate he's probably going to be underneath it. Little splitter just floats down and away. I think it's going to be on the plate. It just runs away from your bad hit.
11 strikeouts, his career high in a ball game. He's got 8 in this one. 1 down in the 8th inning. Paredes up. Paredes has grounded out twice. Kuroda's delivery to him is down low for a ball. Strange game. Going from that first inning where everybody was running around the bases, crossing the plate, 4 runs in the first, and then the whole thing just stopped offensively. To the pitchers' credit, Gausman, Kuroda, McFarland.
Well, they made the necessary adjustments, especially Hiroki Kuroda.
Brady's 1 ball, 1 strike count. 0 for 2 in the game, 2 for 10 in this series. And he'll slap that one foul the other way. Remember, the Angels are not playing today. The Orioles trying to catch the Angels in wins for the most in the American League. The Orioles win. They'll cut the advantage to 2. Otherwise, it'll be 3. Foul ball. Teixeira over to get it just in case.
Yeah, they don't put the shift on, but he's certainly, to catch that ball, playing him to pull. Let's remember, 71% of balls by major leaguers are pulled. Yeah. I mean, that ball's what, 3 feet foul?
1-2. Kuroda's delivery on the way, all the way to the backstop. We got the umpire's hand. Amari had that one. I don't think even touched by McCann. Come all the way through maybe and catch him in the right hand.
Yeah, he can't throw the ball back. Little cutter. And he just keeps coming, and then
that hurts. Jeter doffing his cap. Standing ovation. You could see the emotion of the Yankee shortstop. Trying to hang in.
Well, it's what you talked about earlier. You know it's going to end. It's just you don't know when, and now he does.
2-2 delivery and a swing and a miss.
So another outstanding pitch, able to get the 2 strikes and then just bury the Oriole hitters.
Nine strikeouts in the ball game.
And then Kuroda, you must sense this. He's not letting him hit it.
Two down, nobody on. Joseph up 0 for 2 in the ball game. 8th inning. (1-0) and that pitch will be taken outside. Kuroda with a 2-0 count. Trying to get another 1-2-3 inning. He's retired the side in order every inning since the 4th. 2-0 pitch on the way, down to 3rd, and a foul ball.
Wow, not by much. Looking for a hit. Anything for Caleb Joseph. To send what 6 hitters to the plate before Jeter would get up in the 8th.
I think the fans realize that, and that's why while he's in the field they're doing what they would have done at the plate.
Well, I don't think that if Joe Girardi sends him out, Brendan Ryan's not going to come out to take his place in the 9th.
2 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down, and that is there on the corner. 16 in a row have been retired by Kuroda. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down.
Oh, look at Hamari's arm almost went up.
Everybody leaning into the Yankee dugout in the infield.
Watch Adam Hamari. He's the home plate umpire. Watch that arm almost. Watch it right about here. Starts to go up. and then maybe because he got hit by the foul ball off the corner, but
ball will be popped up first base side. McCann to Shera. McCann, he's got it. So the Orioles are retired in order. 17 in a row retired by Kuroda. 5-2 Yankee lead. Fan photo. Interesting on our Major League Notebook, this date in history. September 25, 1968, Mickey Mantle had his last at-bat at Yankee Stadium. He would pick up a walk against Louis Tiant. And in 1973, on the other side of town, it was Willie Mays night in Flushing with the Mets. He would end up with his last at bat in Game 3 of the World Series in October, but it was on this date in '73 that the Mets honored him. Mantle retires. Mays is honored. Jeter plays his final game, all on the same day, different years.
Yeah, a lot of Jeter factoids. I thought one of the more impressive one is he's only played one game. And that was in 2008, where they were eliminated at Yankee Stadium over the course of his career. I'll tell you how good the Yankees have been, how many races they've been. Joe Saunders started the year. Those numbers, and then traded to the Orioles, picked up, and then down in the minor leagues. So a chance just to come in here, try to keep the game where it is.
Bottom half of the 8th inning, 5-2 lead for the Yankees, and Chase Headley at the plate. Headley's had an 0 for 2 and a walk. The Yankees RBI by Jeter in the first, RBI Jeter in the 7th. The other run in that first inning was picked up on an error, and in the 7th inning, all 3 runs ended up being unearned. McCann also had a sac fly in that inning. The Orioles got the back-to-back home runs to start the game. Markakis and Diaz. Delivery on the way. Saunders will get it in there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. David Robertson in the bullpen for the Yankees. 2-1 delivery, and the pitch will miss down low. Three ball, 1 strike count. Brian Mattis, 2/3 of an inning, zeros. Ryan Webb just zeros. That's going to be caught. Great catch by Paredes, going up to get it.
Well, never any doubt about his agility and athleticism. Boy, a lot of tools. One of them, good reflexes there. Headley was thinking maybe I'm going to get a single. Ball hit hard. So Saunders 3-1 had to throw a strike. Paredes there to save him.
And one away here in the 8th inning. That'll bring Young to the plate, a single. Back in the first, he is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Saunders pitched to him, will miss for a ball. Yankees leading at 5-2. The Orioles 13-5 against the Yankees on the year. This is the 4th game, of course, in this set. Yankees win it. Teams will have split these 4 games, but not done yet. Another at bat left to go. Girardi, decision already made about what he's going to do regarding Jeter, coming out to play D and then pull him out of the ball game for a substitute after he's on the field. There is Derek, the motion clear while he was on the field that last half inning. 3-0 delivery, and that'll be outside. Under surrenders the walk, and Young is on. Kids Peace, in partnership with the O's and Buck and Angela Showalter, invite you to run or walk in the 5th annual Kids Peace Trick or Treat 5K. It's Saturday, November 1 at the park. You can dress in your favorite Halloween costume, enjoy the fun course. It ends on the field. Prizes awarded, top runners, age group winners. Most importantly, proceeds benefit Kids Peace Foster Care and Community Programs Maryland and D.C. Delivery on the way will be taken for a ball. You can find information at kidspeace.org/5K run. One down and one on. Drew got that 7th inning started with a strikeout and a pass ball. 1-0 pitch to him. That'll be taken for his strike. Ichiro waiting on deck.
Yeah, Joe Saunders only 33. Starter all his career. I'm wondering if he continues, maybe he'll become a bullpen guy. He'll be the first. David Huff out here. Starter a long time ago. There's a good breaking ball there. Yankees would love to get 3 guys onto the plate, and then if Gardner didn't hit in the double play, Jeter would come up.
Joe Saunders for the Orioles, working in his 5th game. 1 ball, 2 strike count, runner on first, and that pitch just misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Toronto beaten by Seattle today, 7-5. The Orioles head there. Toronto played at home. Toronto played at home today. Tomorrow night we'll have the Orioles and Toronto. Space. Pierce will play it fair. Tag put on. Runner goes down to second. Drew retired, and there are 2 away. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Packed house, nobody leaving. And you want to see how this is going to end with Jeter. 2 down. Runner on at second base. Ichiro. He drew a walk in that 7th and scored. 0 for 2 in the ball game. And he'll take the pitch down low from Saunders.
Yeah, Joe Saunders, as far as Oriole lore is, go back to that wild card game in early October against the Rangers 2012, got him into the division series. Orioles winning 5-1.
Joe falling behind 2-0, talking to himself out there. Wanted that last one. Runner off second base, Young. 2-0 delivery. Ichiro takes again. That's a strike. Comes back to get it 2-1. White Sox, Kansas City tied 3-3. KC battling with Detroit for that division title. 1 will be the division, 1 will be the wild card, 1 will play the Orioles. In all likelihood. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Ichiro reached for it. Saunders goes up to get it. He'll make the flip over to first base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the 9th. It's the Yankees on top by 3. Taking the field here. Yankees have the 5-2 lead and expect him to be replaced as Kuroda starter's been replaced.
Yeah, David Robertson will come out. I mean, he's having a terrific year. Mariano Rivera last year, it was his farewell tour. A lot of numbers, 38 out of 42. Strikeout king. Been on a roll when it comes to that. 85 strikeouts his last 53 games. Cutter, fastball, and a really good curveball. Unless they re-sign him, will become a free agent.
Nick Markakis coming up, and our Lexus Towson driving the game came in first inning.
Yeah, a little splitter, and ended up in the upper deck, second deck here. And then Diaza would follow another home run. Back-to-back home runs have started, and that's been it.
Brought to you by Lexus of Towson. Step up to a Lexus during their September sales event. Go to lexusofTowson.com. Through all of this, Nick Markakis stands in, 9th inning. Orioles down 5-2. Ball will be fouled away. And a 1-strike count on Nick. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Be More for Healthy Babies. Orioles have 392 walks, $19,600. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. 0-1 delivery. Off him in the batter's box. And a 2-strike count.
Yeah, 15 at bats against Dave Robertson, 3 hits. Hard to have real good numbers against Robertson. Stuff is that outstanding.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be in the dirt. Orioles still trying to get a base runner on. They haven't had one since the 3rd inning. As Kuroda left, retiring 17 consecutive Orioles. Diaz's single in the 3rd was their last base runner. He didn't walk anybody. Boy, how about the emotions flowing. 1-2 delivery on the way. Markakis will take it outside. Buck was asked, will you be emotional? He said, yes. Talking about himself. 2-2 delivery on the way. Markakis takes it. Robertson doesn't get the call on it, and it goes 3-2.
Yeah, backdoor cutter. Just try to start it off the outside corner. Watch this ball move right to left, but not enough.
So Nick Markakis 3-2. Orioles trying to get base runners on here to get the potential tying run to the plate in the 9th. 3-2 delivery on the way. Markakis takes it, and he is on.
So there's the first walk. Kuroda came in 104 batters without a walk. Didn't walk anybody.
And Robertson walks the first batter he faces.
Well, the strike zone, I think if Dave Robertson watched from the bullpen, he thought maybe I'd get one of those pitches. Not that they were strikes. It's just been Adam Amari's been very consistent, calling balls off the corner. If you're pitching, you love it. If you're hitting, it's, like I said earlier, makes you expand the zone.
Here is Diaz, and at third base is Chase Headley. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Home run and a single in his first 2 times up. 8 homers on the year for Diaz, along with a base hit.
Well, if you're Diaz, I talked about good numbers. Well, one guy, the guy on deck, and that's Adam Jones, 6 for 19 with 2 home runs.
They'll play behind the runner at first base with a left-handed hitter up there. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that's there for a strike. First inning.
Yeah, splinter down and in, right to the sweet spot, the happy zone of Alejandro Diaz. He golfs it into the seats.
0-2 count. Robertson's delivery to him and takes it. Started around, held the bat back. Difference in this ball game right now, 3 unearned runs surrendered in the 7th inning by the Orioles, who have been charged with 3 errors in this game. 1 ball, 2 strike count. One, 2 delivery, and that's a strike.
Well, there's the wide zone. David Robertson finally gets his pitch, and Diaz is going to air out for Amari. The ball was off the corner. Orioles looking for base runners. Look where McCann's sitting. That's the ball so far outside. Been that way all night.
1 down, 1 on. That'll bring up Adam Jones. Jones is 0 for 3. Popped out, grounded out, and is hit into a double play. Continuing to try and pick that average up here as he heads towards the playoffs next week. Inside for a ball.
Well, that bunt for the 6th run. That at least Headley's not playing as deep at third. The Orioles still looking with Cruz leading the major leagues in home runs on deck. Adam looking to get on. Tying run will come to the plate.
1-0 count. Robertson's delivery, and that's there for a strike. 1-1. Adam finishing up with a better than .280 batting average against the Yankees. He's had 3 home runs against New York this year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Robertson's delivery to him, and he'll foul that off. Spanked that one into the seats in a hurry.
Right over the cameraman.
1-2. 1-2 delivery on the way. Jones check swing. Wanted to hold up on that, but the ball came up, actually hit the bat that time. And it will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes from Robertson. Runner on first base, Nick Markakis. Delivered to Jones.
Wow.
Almost getting was up and in.
Well, you could smile when you get out of the way. Like he just, a long year for Dave Robertson. So we saw it in Baltimore when they beat him on the Sunday night game. Still a terrific pitcher, but
2 ball, 2 strike count. And that's the way you answer. Way back in left field, and goodbye, home run into the second deck, and the Orioles are within 1 as Adam Jones delivers the 3rd homer of the ball game for the Orioles, bringing Markakis in ahead of him, and it's a 5-4 game.
Boy, was that a big time swing right there. As you mentioned, home run number 28, trying to get to 30, 33, 32 the last couple of years. You want to buzz me under the chin, take that.
Wow.
I mean, that ball was utterly crushed.
Second deck down the line in left field. And for our Maryland Lottery contestant, Antonio White, another $500. Now the Orioles are within 1. There's only 1 down. 9th inning, 5-4 game. Each team with 4 hits. And that one is going to be foul back.
Well, right there, I mean, it's a cutter, and it's gone. And Adam just puts his head down and runs around the bases.
0-1 count. Here's the major league leader in home runs. 0 for 3 in the ball game. And Cruz will take that one down low. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
Did we get the attendance? What, around 50?
48-6-1-3.
So there's 48-6-1-3, maybe, hoping that the Orioles tie it up so they can see Jeter hit once again.
Yep.
Yankees out of the race. They got the right guy up if they want to see that.
1-1 delivery is fouled back. He almost had one.
Another cutter in the middle of the plate.
The Orioles have not lost a ball game this year where they've had 3 home runs. They're 26-0. They have had 3 home runs in this ball game, but trail by a score of 5-4. Adam Jones.
Now you could see Quentin Berry, pinch runner Premier, getting loose just in case Cruz gets on.
1-2 delivery to him. Nelson swings and misses.
One nasty curveball. Hey, lately gotten 380 in the month of September. This kind of pitch you have to throw to get Nelly out. He had his pitch earlier to hit, fouled it off, and then Robertson buries him with a good breaking ball. Steve Pearce looking on is going to come up to the plate.
Pearce 0 for 3. Bases are empty, but another home run threat. Betances in the bullpen. Pitch on the way. Fly ball left field. It is deep. It is back. And goodbye. Home run. The Orioles have tied it. 2 home runs in the 9th inning. 3 runs in. And the Orioles come back from a 3-run deficit in the top of the 9th to make it 5-5.
Well, you're getting a statement right here of what the Orioles are about. Steve Pearce misses some time with the right wrist. Gets the cortisone shot. Pinch hits yesterday. Had some good at bats. Nothing to show for it. And Joe Girardi out. Take a look. Another cutter. Boy, Cruz just missed one. Jones got it. This ball high and deep, and when it comes down, it's going to be tied.
Pearce gets his 3rd home run against the Yankees this year, and the Orioles bench celebrates a big comeback. Rothschild went out, the pitching coach, talked to Robertson. The bullpen's ready. They will not make a move here as J.J. Hardy stands in. And talk about disrupting the script. Coming in with a 3-run lead, 9th inning. If there had been 2 down, nobody on, no runs, Girardi would have somebody in for Jeter.
Most likely.
Because he's turned away in disgust. I watched him on the bench after that home run by Jones. He wasn't going to take him out with a chance the Orioles would tie, and now they have. And a pitch is taken for a strike. 0-2.
Well, now everybody knows they get to see him hit in the bottom of the 9th.
Orioles will have their bullpen ready. The closer, Zach Britton, Evan Meek with him. J.J. Hardy, 0-2 count, 2 down. And Hardy puts it up in the air to right center field. Gardner is over. And Gardner's got it. So the Orioles, a dramatic comeback here in the 9th inning. They get 3 runs on 2 hits. Jones, his 28th home run. Pearce, his 21st. Bottom of the 9th, 5-5. Jones, home run number 28. Drove in Markakis, who had walked ahead of him. Pearce back in the lineup for the Orioles, starting at first. 21st home run tied the ball game up. So the Orioles 5-5 will go to the bullpen again. Saunders an inning and a walk. He's out of there.
Well, Evan Meek once in this series. This is a 4-game series, and then you got the back he pitched against the Red Sox in the Orioles' last homestand. So struggled. Again, 13 runs all year, four of them on 3 occasions. Other than that, he's pitched very well. Got a curveball. Loves the cutter. When he throws it hard, very effective.
So Meek will work here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ryan Flaherty's come on to play at 3rd. That's a little telling. He's on for Paredes at 3rd base here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 5-5. The Orioles 5-5-3. The Yankees 5-4-1. Yankees have 3 unearned runs on the board. The Orioles runs all earned. And for the Yankees, they'll start number 9, Jose Pirela. He'll get down to 3rd and foul. Pirela picked up a base hit, infield hit in the 7th inning. Scored. He's 1 for 3. Rookie will be followed by Gardner and then Jeter.
Oh, he's got some speed, and the base hit was on the bunt. It was perfect down the 3rd baseline. And
he's 4 for 11 here in the first series he's played in at the major leagues. He showed bunt, takes the pitch up high. He's got speed. I mean, he's a big player, muscular, but he can run.
And then we've seen him shoot the ball twice into the right field. We've seen him triple up the gap to left center. Short hop the wall with the 399. That was his first major league hit.
And that one's going to be underneath the glove of Flaherty for a base hit. He'll make a big turn. He goes halfway down. Man, he runs with exuberance.
Well, he does. And, I tell you, Castillo, the Red Sox signed him for $72.5 million. Now, he hasn't played a while, but that's a curve ball. You can see him stay back, hits off his front foot, and then he says, you know what? If you fumble it, if you muff it, I'm going to second.
Good baseball.
Oh, it's perfect baseball. They really put pressure on the defense.
So he will come out of the ball game after getting the 5th hit for the Yankees.
I would imagine that's Antoine Richardson.
Can't see him. He's blocked to my view. But a pinch runner at first base. And Gardner up with Jeter on deck. Brett Gardner, Orioles will play for the bunt. Flaherty has moved in. It is Richardson, the runner at first.
And another speedster.
See if he bunts or not. Doesn't show anything at the plate.
The Orioles picked him off in Baltimore, so if you are bunting, don't get picked off. Just get your lead, and then your secondary lead. And
Gardner's got 12 sacrifice bunts. He's now got 13. Oh, gets the runner down. Wouldn't you know it? I mean, well, you couldn't write scripts on Broadway any better than what happens in baseball games over the course of seasons. Somehow these things just come to play. Here's Jeter.
Well, if you're a Yankee fan, and even if you're not here, even if you're somebody that roots for the Orioles and you're watching, in your mind's eye, and you got to go back a long way. How many big hits has he gotten for? I was looking at some of the numbers. 343 in the division, 257 championship, 308 in the World Series, All-Star game. Best pitchers in baseball, 440.
Potential winning run at second base. Jeter's got 2 RBIs in the ball game already. Double and a fielder's choice. Runner at second. Jeter goes to right field. He's got a base hit. Here comes Richardson. Here's the throw to the plate. He's safe. Derek Jeter's last game at Yankee Stadium is a walk-off base hit. Well, I think you're seeing the respect that the Orioles have for Derek Jeter. They have stayed out there on the bench after losing a ball game. You may never see that again.
Well, that's out of respect for his career. And obviously not about just that base hit, even though he did get it. And how about the You look over on the sidelines, you see some of his former teammates there.
The fours on end.
Exactly. Well, that's how it started 20 years ago. And I'm not sure if he's seen them yet.
Joe Torre's out in the field. There's Jorge Posada taking the pitcher. Mariano Rivera's out there. CC Sabathia. Mariano. Jorge Posada.
And there's his Hall of Fame manager, Joe Torre. Yep.
Martinez,
Gerald Williams, they're all here.
Now he'll go alone here. Well, what a night. The Orioles lost the ball game, but they get a moment to remember. And that will do it here in New York for Jeter and for the Orioles. Orioles now head to Toronto. Chris Tillman takes the mound against Drew Hutchinson. Our coverage on MASN 2, 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Dodge, followed by our game coverage at 7. This has been a MASN presentation. Jim and Rick, O's Extra, presented by PNC, is coming up next. On behalf of Jim Palmer and all of our crew, we add our thanks for the career of Derek Jeter, despite the fact he got the game-winning RBI tonight. 6-5 the final. For all of our crew here in New York, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow night from Toronto. Adieu.